Preview, it's time to return to the battlefields with the sons of Titan and those nefarious Webway dancers, the Harlequins.
Yeah, I'm not dancing for you.
You thought I was going to say chef, didn't you?
I am the nefarious Webway dancer chef. Yeah. It's
The
my
Lord
stage
of the
name.
Dance.
You don't want to see that.
Can
No.
you do your best Michael Flatley impression?
No. I'm not going to sing either.
Michael Flatley.
I know who you're referring to.
I can't do it. It's like a weird sort of, I don't know.
You probably don't have like the center of gravity to do it.
I need to be shorter, is that what you're implying?
Yeah. You sold your soul for dice rolling ability, not dancing ability.
No, it's true.
So, you know.
Although my kicking ability is pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're back on the training, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, my kicking ability is good,
That's
but
good.
dancing ability not so much.
Not so good. I mean, you could probably get away with it, but...
I'd get away with, look, I have a wiggle, that's fine.
Wiggle.
Yeah, that's why I have a little wiggle, that's not a problem.
Right,
You know,
we
it's
should probably
all-
talk about 40k, shouldn't we?
Really? Okay, I came here for the dancing chat, but sure.
These guys didn't.
Let us
I mean,
dance
to
now
be-
on the battlefields. So yes, today we will be throwing down on a desert. Perhaps I've come to unearth some demonic relic, and you've decided to dance your way onto the scene. Yeah.
It's good like this whole game, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, let's just go over the lists then. You don't want to chat dance? We'll talk lists. We'll do yours. That's coming up next.
All right. The Children of Shadowseer.
The Lords of the Dance.
Sure, why not? Let's just go with that today. The Lords of the Dance. Accompanied by a special guest star.
Yes.
Which-
the Lord of the Dance.
He's definitely the Lord of something. It's definitely not dance.
So it does begin with D.
Yes,
Death. Am I right?
Yes. We can't.
Up top. No, we can't.
We literally can't. I mean, we could air high five. It's close enough. So today... Okay.
What? What's wrong?
Just you. Everything about you is wrong. Okay. So we have a battalion today. It is a Harlequins battalion, but we've got the Yncarne in here because he can.
A good medallion to you. It can't be to Chef because he doesn't acknowledge it.
So it's a battalion. I'm running them as Frozen Stars today. Traditionally, I've been running them as Soaring Spite because I like the speed. However, a lot of you have asked for Frozen Stars because the Hysterical Frenzy is pretty cool. +1 attack on the charge, which is very nice. And you're seeing that and Soaring Spite in equal measures, sort of if you're talking competitively. So I've tried to lean into it a little bit. We'll see if it comes up. Now, they do have a really nice stratagem. And this is kind of why I've not neglected to use them recently, but because it's quite specific. So it gives them +1 to wound against infantry, cavalry, and beasts.
Okay.
Which is pretty nice.
+1 to wound in combat?
In combat, yeah. Not in shooting.
Yeah.
So you do that on a big old blob, and then all of a sudden you can be winning on 3s, if not 2s.
Yeah.
It
does mean you need to run them in a big blob.
It does, to make the most
get
of
the
it.
best
And
benefit.
in the same with the Hysterical Frenzy giving you the +1 attack. So to that end, I do have a big blob in there, but we are obviously limited on models, guys. So I've tried almost like it's a semi-hybrid list. But we are led by a Shadowseer today. They are my Warlord. Normally I would run the Troupe Master, but this person, elf, guy, gal, it's hard to tell beneath all of the robes, will be my Warlord because they're going to be starting on the board anyway. So they've got, they're carrying the Shadowstone, so they've got a 9-inch to their auras, which is great, as well as an extra 3 inches to their psychic powers, which is also quite nifty. And they are also a pivotal role. So I've kept Shield from Harm for the -1 to wound, which is always great, as well as Veil of Illusion for the -6 inches to your range.
to my shooting range.
Your shooting range. Yes. Yeah, your melee range. You're actually -6, so you can't attack.
I can't
me in
actually
combat.
hit you in combat.
It's correct. Yes, that's true. So yeah, this is pretty common loadout. Keeps them alive, and because they'll be starting on the board, I'll be running them as player of Twilight. So I've got the chance for CP rerolls because Harlequins are an incredibly CP hungry army. We then go over to my second HQ of the Harlequins. This is the Troupe Master, the good, old, reliable Twilight Fang murder machine. I spent an extra CP for Black Library, so he gets to carry the extra relic, and I've also given him a pivotal role as well. So he has Darkness Bite.
Is that the mortal wound one?
Yeah. So when he finishes fighting, pick a unit that you fought.
Yeah.
They take 2 mortal wounds, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
there are ways of sort of being able to like attack again if you like use War Dancers to attack again, because it says every time he finishes fighting.
Yeah, so you could effectively do 4 mortals.
Yeah, which is pretty horrible. So he's an absolute blender murder machine. A lot of people are just running him as he is in order to kind of go, yep, cool, he's my solitaire stand-in. He's not as fast, but he's far more effective in combat.
Yeah.
The Twilight Fang alone makes him great. Darkness Bite is just that little cherry on top. And then we have the Yncarne. So I must remember that the Yncarne does not get strength from death because it's not a Ynnead detachment, which is fine. It's neither here nor there. Look, they're an interesting one. They're kind of filling the role that the Solitaire would do, which is a sort of a pinpoint precision missile, although this is more like a tactical nuke rather than, you know, an ICBM. So he, she, they, demonic entity, they are an interesting one to use. I need to be very careful with them because you cannot charge on the turn that you arrive or teleport. So I have to use that kind of in Lawrence's turn. Or you could get you can get into the real sort of janky stuff if he kills a unit on Overwatch and then I can appear there and then he can't charge, but he can heroically intervene, stuff like that. So, you know, the downside...
My brain just melted through my nose.
Yeah, the downside is he is, of course, a demon. So 3 smites, he's dead.
Yeah, it's
which is fine, I guess. So again, got to be really cagey. It's a tough, it just happens to be a tough matchup for him. I have used him once before and he was really, really good. Like he just cleaved through units and vehicles. So he's kind of a similar way to the Solitaire in that regard. We'll see.
I actually rate him really high. I think he's the tactical player's choice.
Yeah.
If used brilliant, used really well, he wins games.
Yeah, no, often, absolutely. I think the threat of him
expensive.
alone, but it's the cost. He's nearly 300 points, which is a huge chunk of the army.
It is.
At that stage.
Especially with Harlequins in general. But having said that, you're I mean, relatively cheap actually in some respects.
Yeah, I think Harlequins
vehicles are pretty cheap for what they
are. For what they do, the Harlequins, as we sort of mentioned a few times before, they've come out quite well. However, this is just sort of a bit more of an experimental list, as I say, guys. So we'll see how he gets on. So that's my HQs. My troops are relatively simple. We have 2 5-man troops, all with fusion and embraces. Yes, I know it's not normally what you would do to load them all out, but I think it's cool and I like utility. We then have a 3rd troop, which is basically the same, but one of them doesn't have a caress because they didn't have points. And then we have a 10-man unit of troops with embraces. So these are basically the power sword version, so the AP free version.
Oh, okay. You've not gone for the +1 strength.
I think it's +1 strength and -3.
Oh, and it's -3.
Yeah, the embrace is the gloved fist.
Yeah, the +2 strength.
Which is +2, -2. Which
that's the one I usually like.
Mathematically is the better option, but that's what these guys are modelled with.
Sure.
And then the kiss, we don't talk about the kiss. It's very upsetting.
It's the iconic weapon.
Which is just rubbish.
Yeah. I have seen some people contest that, say, actually, no, they think the kiss is really good. Yeah, I mean, it can be.
It can be, and, you know, I think a lot of people...
If it was flat damage 2...
Ooh, yeah, now we're talking.
I'd be more interested.
I think
inconsistency of...
Yeah, it's the consistency. But it's the same with the Grey Knights. There's times where you go up against something and you go, yeah, I got D3 damage weapons and all these attacks, and then you go, I've just rolled nothing but 1s and 2s.
Yeah, you're like, oh.
Yeah, so it's, and that's part of the reason why I don't like the kiss, in addition to its AP1.
Yeah.
It's just not enough.
Yeah.
The stuff that you want to be attacking with the multi-wounds generally have a decent enough armor save.
Yeah.
So you just kind of go...
Or an invon, you know.
Yeah, so it's a shame. But anyway, back on track. I have a 10 troop unit, specifically 10 because you want to avoid blast, because blast is terrifying to Harlequins, whilst also maximizing the amount of use that you get from your hysterical frenzy and your ability to get the +1 to wound, war dancers, all that sort of stuff. Will I put them in the webway or run them on foot? I don't know yet. And I think a lot of people are just running them on foot.
Yeah.
A common one that I was seeing was essentially, it was like 3 units of those, and then 2 units of 5, just completely bare bones for backfield objectives.
3 units to 10.
3 units to 10.
With the -6-inch range aura.
Yeah, plus your obscuring terrain, plus your dents.
It can work.
Yeah, and people have used it to great effect.
Yeah, it can work really, really well. It just depends. It depends what's in your opponent's army.
Yeah.
There's going to be some matchups, I think, which is just a hard loss, which is generally the ignore line of sight stuff. So if someone's bringing Thunderfire cannons, if someone's bringing lots of mortars, if someone's bringing... you know, basilisks, less
not so much,
they don't get as many shots, but you know, that sort of higher rate of fire.
Yeah, that usually has a redonkulously
which is
large
wounding
range.
you on 3s, and it's just, you're just having to take lots of saves.
Yeah.
You're like, oh.
A 4-up only goes so far. So, yeah, like I say, an experiment because I've never run them like this before, so forgive me if I play them incorrectly, Harlequins fans. We go over to my elites. We have 2 Death Jesters, one of which has Humbling Cruelty, so for that tasty ignore Overwatch, which I know isn't as prevalent anymore, but when you've got things like Aggressors running around, I don't even want to have to worry about it. And also, more importantly for me, is the -2-inch to your movement, because you only have to hit. And that's great because you do that on, say, a unit of Terminators. Cool, they've got a 3-inch move.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I don't have to worry about them for, you know, charging me next turn,
already
potentially.
Slow.
You know, and that can literally be the difference between going, that tank, if they move their full 12, will net a primary point next turn. So I'll just hit it with Humbling Cruelty. You have to advance, which means you're not shooting. And a good player will go, that's a tough decision to make. Do I wait or do I move on and hope to hold it? Other players will be like, I'll just shoot normally and then give up victory points. So it's great. So those are, that's that one. And then the second one has the Inescapable Jest. So he's got extra range and the chance to do mortal wounds, which is, it's handy. I think it's better than the other 2 in my opinion, because of the FAQ to Harvester of Torment. That's not as broken as it was, because that was silly with Shegarak's Lament, where you just go, just take 3d 3 mortal wounds and a bunch of... It was pretty nuts. And Death is Not Enough is cool because of the coherency changes. So you can get really lucky and just go, cool, I'm going to remove that guy there, remove half of the unit. But again, any good player is going to go, if you go, yeah, I've got Death is Not Enough and that's what it does, they'll go, cool, I won't let you ever do that. It can be useful to get rid of things like special weapons or sergeants, but they still need to fail the morale, which is still not always going to happen.
No.
Those other 2 are just a bit more reliable. We then have 2 fast attack slots. My only fast attack choices that you get in a Harlequin's army, with 2 units of 5 Skyweavers, all with Haywire, all with Zephyrglaives, a classic, a common loadout. We run it. Why 5, you say? Because blast scares me. Anything that has blast often has multiple damage, which at only 3 wounds, that can sting. So yeah, again, it's just something that I don't ever want to have to deal with. And these guys are great. We know what they can do. They're phenomenally fast. They're okay in combat. They're not there for combat. They're there to tie stuff up. They're there to prevent stuff from moving on to objectives. They're there to contest things. They're there to harass. That's what they're great at doing. We then round off the list with 4 dedicated transports, 4 Starweavers, one of which will obviously be empty, but I mean, I could always put a character in there if I want to. That's where I can put my Troupe Master and use him as the tactical missile, or that can just be backlining, protecting from deep strikes. It can be there to sit on objectives. It's also because I didn't have enough points to do anything else. So, you know, there you go.
Go figure.
That's the list. It is 1999 points. We'll see. Like I say, it's an experiment. Could be interesting. I've had a lot of success with Harlequins. However, I will say that the Grey Knights are almost a perfect counter to them because they've just got a lot of high rate of firepower and smites. Even with the change to Psychic Focus, you just kind of go, great, I'm paying for this 4-up invuln, which I don't get to use. I don't have enough denies to deal with it. And even then, when you go into the shooting phase, I'm probably toughness free, so you're wounding on freeze, and you're just forcing a bunch of saves. So I've got to play super duper KG today, which you generally have to with Harlequins anyway. Yeah. So this will be a real good stress test for me, I think.
Yeah, it's an interesting one because any vehicles that I bring are also kind of nullified.
Yeah.
Because of the haywire. So I don't know. I think the Harlequins could edge it.
I think this will be. I think this will be an interesting game because they both have advantages against one another. Obviously, I've got lots of attacks, good AP. You're not a 2-wound Marine because you aren't real yet. No. I will say this until it happens because everyone's like, "Oh, you just use 2 Marines." No,
I know.
I mean, you
get in the comments. Why aren't you using 2-wound Marines? Because it's not a rule.
It's not really. I mean,
it's previewed as incoming with the Space Marine Codex. But they also even said it's only in the Space Marine Codex.
Yeah, I think they said that your Grey Knights and your Chaos stuff, like all those specialist Marines aren't getting it until their codexes come out.
Get a codex.
I mean, I'm happy for you to have your 2 wounds, but I need you to remove 25% of your army.
Yeah, you want me to pay the extra points.
Yeah. It's up to you guys.
Well, maybe I won't go up in points. Maybe I just get maybe I get 3 wounds and I'm the same in points. Because I'm elite.
I mean, to be fair, they should be terrifying.
Don't quote me on that.
No,
I was joking.
They should be absolutely terrifying.
Well, they are Grey Knights, yeah. I mean, they're veterans. They should be.
But then so should Harlequins, really.
Absolutely.
And they can be. I think they do. They've been sort of surprising a lot of people recently, which is nice to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me know what you think of the list.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's cover my list. What's coming up next? The Hammers of Titan are about to take to the field. Today I have brought something, again, a little bit fun. I know some of you watch me for Grey Knights tips. This is not your ultra competitive list, I know. But I am using it as a test bed to see what I'm liking in 9th and what I'm not. So I haven't run a Tactica for Grey Knights yet. But there is going to be one where I'm going to field something which I think will be as competitive as I can make it. That will be over and on demand. For now, I'm experimenting with some units which I've been liking and some units which I've never tried before. So I'm running,
really?
Yeah, I've never tried a Purgation Squad, ever.
Whoa.
Isn't that extraordinary? Just every time I go to put one in, nope. Every time I go to put one in, I end up going, oh, actually, I'm going to do this. So just weirdly, I've not run, unless of course one of you veteran subscribers remembers a time where I did, but if you do, I don't. So this is a really cool list. It does have some teeth. I don't know if it has enough teeth to take on the Harlequins, which for me are one of the bigger winners of 9th, and you could argue that Grey Knights sort of lost a little bit in 9th, you can argue that, although I still think actually they're very good. Things like Appall the Witch, obviously as a secondary, does hurt them, but overall I still think they have some really, really good tools. They also have a lot of units which aren't so good, which you'll never see, which is such a shame, but that's where we are. So what I have is a Battalion. Good day to you, sir. Good day to you, chef. Good day to you. So it's 2,000 points on the nose. Yes, and it's headed up by Grandmaster Voldus.
Ah, yes, Grandmaster Voldus.
Yeah, he is the Warlord today. Not necessarily the best Warlord choice at all if you're playing Grey Knights competitively, but that's not what this is. But it does give him an additional power, and actually, truth be told, that can be very useful. Now, I have got a few characters in this force, so sometimes I've used Voldus to sort of load up on the Dominus discipline. Today I've not actually found the need to do that, and I've gone the other way. I've loaded up on the Sanctic discipline to ensure I've got those really critical powers kind of always in play, things like Gate of Infinity, Hammer Hand. I've also got Cheeky Vortex of Doom on him because I just think Kamehameha.
Yeah.
You know, that would be really, really cool.
Well, surely it's a spirit bomb because it's a risk of killing himself.
Well, I think the power can suddenly, it gets out of control. So like when he's launching it, perhaps his armor starts to melt. If it goes off badly. Who knows? So he is the Hammer of Titan, Master Voldus. He's the Warlord. I have picked the extra power for him as well with his Warlord trait with Lawmaster. So he gets a whopping 4.
Yeah.
with Lawmaster, which is cool. Then what we have is the second HQ choice. It is a Librarian. This is a classic. He has got Empyrean Domination. He has got, what's it called? Warp Shaping, very important that. And he's got the Sanctic Shard. He's got a Nemesis Warding Stave and a Storm Bolter. I've paid for that, but I had those points. The Sanctic Shard, of course, helping me ensure that I cast those critical powers. It's always nice to be able to get a command point back every turn.
Such a good relic.
Yeah, and it's also really important to be able to change the tide if I need to. Definitely a lot of chat around, you know, which tides, some tides perhaps never getting used. I actually think pretty much all of the tides have a place. It really depends. That's what's beautiful about them. They're flexible. It depends on who you're playing. Depends on, did you go first? It depends on, you know, a whole number of things. Yeah. I like the option, and warp shaping is a must. So there it is. So that's him. Then we have a brother captain. He's back in the list. I've tried a couple of games without him. I've always missed him when he's not there. I do still think having the ability to sit back a bit and having a 24-inch range smite.
Oh, it's great.
Because he doubles the range of it, guys, for those of you that don't know. Again, look, a lot of comments. Why aren't you running Brother Captain Stern? Because he's actually slightly a bit cheaper. I just don't have the Stern model. Could proxy him, I guess. It's very diesel magnetized, could do that. But for now, I also like the flexibility of being able to take a relic on the captain, and I've gone for the Orgarium Scrolls, which, if I remember to use it, is really good when I'm in combat, because it gets additional hits on 6s. I forgot it for an entire turn the last time I used him, so or that relic rather.
Good.
So there we go. So he's got Thunderhammer, and I had the additional points. Why not giving him a Psy Cannon? You know, he does suffer the -1 to hit for moving and shooting it, but you know, if I am in that tide of convergence, or as I like to call it, the tide of shooty shoot, it can give him a little boost.
Yeah.
And we like boosts. Because as I remembered in my last game, the tide of shooty shoot doesn't affect my Nemesis Dread Knights. And I remembered it just as I was firing them. And I was like, hold on. Yeah, it's infantry only. So you can't take your Nemesis Dread Knights with your souped up Gatling silencer and Psy Cannon.
Okay. But you can give them the tide of shadows.
Yeah.
So you can make them really stealthy, but they forget how to psychically.
Yeah, it's a bit of an arbitrary. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know the reasoning, because it wasn't as if Dread Knights were horrifically broken before. It wasn't as if they were suddenly going to be amazing. It would have actually been a better reason to take the regular Dread Knights, because I took 2 regular and a Grandmaster, very fluffy list again last time. This is pretty fluffy actually as it goes, but it's got good flexibility. Good flexibility. So if you're looking at experimenting, trying to work out what's going to work well for you tactically, this is going to be the report for you if you're a Grey Knight fan. So anyway, that's the captain. Very, very cool. Those are my 3 HQ choices. Then in the troops, last time I think I can't remember if I did use Terminators last time. I think I did actually.
Is this your World Eaters game?
No, here on preview.
I mean, we are talking.
I did run 30 Interceptors in that last game. I'm not running that today.
Thankfully.
Then there were a lot of comments on the Grey Knights forum, Facebook forum, saying, it's an absolutely terrible list. Interceptors are just trash. Yeah, I'll hard disagree on that, I guess. Like, I think Interceptors are actually very, very, very good. It's a bit like running your 10-person blob.
Yeah.
You know, in a game where there's a lot more obscuring terrain, in a game where maneuverability is key, and I say game and an addition, the ability to redeploy turn 1 anywhere on the board, 9 inches away from your opponent, is horrifically good.
Yeah. It forces your opponent to change their game plan entirely.
Yeah, yes, they die very easily, but whilst they're having to kill that unit, which is suddenly in their way, they're not spending resource on other things. Sometimes you have to think outside of the box a little bit and go, right, well, this unit, and they are expensive, but guess what? The whole army's expensive. They're still only 15 more points than your regular strike squad, which are your troops choice, right? Would you pay 15 points for a unit which can redeploy in turn 1 and then has a 12-inch move? I would. I'd pay 15 points extra for that.
Strong. Some armies would kill for that.
Yeah, you know.
Like, it's all subjective, I suppose.
It's all subjective. There are going to be times where, you know, you face that you know, ignore line of sight spam list and you'll go, why did I ever take interceptors? There's going to be times that happens, but especially as well to position where I might want to put a 2 wounds smite, you know, because obviously he's still smiting the closest thing, right? So, you know, I just, I can't say that they're a bad unit because they're just not. Yes, I wish they had 2 wounds, but they don't. So we work with what we've got. So then what we have in the troops today is Terminators, actually. Now I've ranted about interceptors. We've got all halberds on them. The Terminators are... I haven't quite decided if I like them or not yet in 9th.
Okay.
I do like them because obviously they are more resilient than my 1 wound strike squad, but I am paying the points for that. And on top of that, they're not that resilient. So would I rather just have like 2 squads of strike marines, which would give me more potential smites? Granted, I've got the stacking smite now, which it will become harder to cast.
Are they about 2 for 1 then?
Yeah, about 2 for 1. It's like 190 for the Terminators, and it's 100 points for 5 strike marines.
Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it? Because they do have the built-in invuln, the 2-up save.
Yep.
They're always double tapping with the storm bolters. They do have more basic attacks.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, they are better.
Yeah.
Are they better enough to be worth double? I don't know. I don't know.
Look, I don't know. I think for me, I'm still settling on yes at the moment because resilient troops in 9th is a good thing if you can get your hands on them. So yeah, this is my 3rd, 4th outing with them. So there we go. 3 units of Terminators. Those are the troops. Hopefully they will fare okay. And to be fair, like I completely forgotten the last game that regular Terminators can take the damage reduction strat.
Oh, can they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, I for some reason I was convinced it was like Paladins only, but actually the regular Terminator squad can.
Oh,
so
nice.
that's a really good boost for keeping a unit alive. So for me, they still are winning over Strike slightly. We'll see. Right, so that's them. Then in the elite slot, I have 3 lucky dreadnoughts, venerable dreadnoughts, no less.
Ah.
I am running these with the combat weapons. And a twin las cannon. There is definitely a group of people which suggest that the combat weapons are better than the missile launcher. I'm not sure. I think there will be times where one will be better than the other. One thing I will say is that what Grey Knights do struggle with inherently in their codex is ranged firepower to take out. They actually struggle to take out vehicles and stuff like that. So having the ranged ability to do that with the additional missile launcher is, in my opinion, probably going to be better overall. But then there are going to be those times where you want to move the dreadnoughts forward, you want them protecting an objective, an opponent tries to shift you off the objective, and now all of a sudden you're smashing them in the face with a dreadnought close combat weapon. So, and the great thing is they're very similarly pointed. In fact, they're the same points, but you have to pay a little extra for the inbuilt storm bolter on the combat weapon, so they end up being a little bit more expensive than your regular missile launcher. I'm running them with the combat weapon again today as, you know, an experiment, you know, so kind of run them with missile launchers plenty of times in the past. I know what they do. Let's see how they do in a multitude of different games with the combat weapon. So that's them. Then what we have is 3 units of interceptors. But I've gone for 5-man. I'm using them, I think probably a lot more people would agree that using them in the smaller squads, multiple small units, makes them a little bit less of a sting points-wise. And look, I would agree with that. I'm not suggesting you have to run 30. And it gives you that little flexibility to fling the units around where I need it, do the mortal wound smites, do the storm bolters. I do have astral aim on them as well, just in case I might want to deploy behind something. Now you've got your minus range aura, so it means that I wouldn't be in double tap range.
Correct.
You won't see that so work so effectively in this game, but there are times where you might want to do that. And then finally, they've all got halberds as well, you know, because that's for me is the weapon of choice at the minute.
Yep.
And then finally, my first time ever is the Purgation Squad. This is an interesting one. You do want your Tide of Shooty Shoots to make them super, super scary. You do want to probably gate them somewhere, ideally out of line of sight, and then you want them to have astral aim. I've done that.
Just that.
What they've got, yeah. And then you want them to rip face with all of these Gatling silencers. They're normal silencers, rather.
The tide of convergence, is that +1 damage and -1 AP?
No, that's +1 strength.
Right.
And yeah, exactly. And then what you've got is you've got a stratagem which will give you.
That's it. It's the stratagem that gives you the extra AP.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
so then you get the extra damage as well between the two of them. So it makes them pretty scary because they rock out 6 shots each. However, the minute you do gate them, they count as moving. So all of a sudden it's a -1 to hit. But there are some tricksy things you can do, like casting ethereal manipulation on them so that they can re-roll their hits.
Yeah.
Is it ethereal manipulation? I think it's ethereal manipulation. So that's kind of on the agenda today. That's what I'll do. Well, having said that, I forget which one of my characters actually has it.
It'll be in the list.
It'll be in the list because I've got an apothecary, which I've forgotten to mention as well, with a thunderhammer, because again, a cheap character and gives me access to a cheap power. But I'm pretty sure I've given the apothecary armored resilience for the -1 to wound. I'll have to look where I've got the ethereal manipulation on. But the plan goes: you put ethereal manipulation on them, they can then re-roll all their hits if they're in half range. You then gate them. They then cast astral aim, assuming you're behind some line of sight blocking bit of terrain. You might not be. And then you're re-rolling all your hits anyway.
Yeah. Half range. And what's the range of a silencer?
24.
Okay. So again, the Veil of Illusion.
Yeah. Because you would basically make their range 18.
I'd make it 18.
Have to be over 9.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't work against him if it's a unit
but
within
it's
9.
Still a
but that is your
great
general
combo.
Yeah.
And ironically, gating them nowadays isn't as big of a deal because you just kind of go, cool, I'm capped at -1 anyway.
Yeah.
So
you know, exactly. I'm not going to suddenly hit you on 5s or 6s.
5s or 6s because you have a built-in -1 or because there's
you're
a psychic power.
-1 to hit, and then you go, lightning fast
suddenly
reaction.
you can't hit me. Oh, it was nonsense.
So look, that's it. That is it. It's 2000 on the nose. Hopefully something fun for you guys to watch. Let's see how we go today. Not so sure about these tricksy Harlequins, but we'll cover the mission in just a moment.
Today's mission is No Man's Land, an Eternal War Strike Force mission from the Warhammer 40,000 core rulebook. 5 predetermined objective markers are placed onto the battlefield. No units can be set up or move outside of their deployment zone before the first battle round. The primary objective is Take and Hold, a progressive mission where players score 5 victory points for each of the following conditions that they achieve at the end of each of their command phases: holding 1 or more objectives, holding 2 or more objectives, and holding more objectives than their opponent. These are cumulative and cannot be scored in the first battle round. Each player also chooses 3 secondary objectives that can score up to 15 points each. You join us on this abandoned Imperial world, long since forgotten. However, there are clearly some secrets here. Perhaps that is why the secretive Harlequins are here. And, of course, the chapter from Titan, who no one really knows of their existence, apart from you guys at home, I suppose.
It's a secret.
Yeah, they're not real.
Worst kept secret in the Imperium.
Yeah, Grey Knights cannot hurt you. And then suddenly a world is purged because there was maybe a demon. No one's really sure.
Or maybe there was an Imperial witness to the Grey Knights.
Yeah.
Purged anyway.
Either way, there's a lot of purging going on. So, clearly, whatever the reason for these combatants to be here, they have met, and bloody battle is about to begin. So you've seen the mission, you have seen our secondaries and our deployment. Terrain-wise, what you see is what you have. So we've got ruins in the center here, as well as this corners. So they are following all your obscuring rules. Just as a point of reference, the base itself does not count. So it's sort of diagonal lines, essentially. We will discuss it as and when it comes up in game. The rocks and the outcrops are just true line of sight blocking. The trees are dense as normal. You have barricades, you have craters, and these little funky things in the corner here, we're not counting them as being able to go inside them, but you do get light cover if you're on top of them.
Yeah.
But I don't care about light cover.
No, it's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant to me.
I did change all my powers around as well because I realised they didn't actually have ethereal manipulation.
Oh, Lawrence.
So
it's all
I've gone
correct
back
in
to
the
doing
list.
what I usually take Voldus for. So he's stacked up on all of the Dominus, and the Librarian still has Warp Shaping and Empyrean Domination. So between the two of them, I've got all of the Dominus powers, and now you'll see that it's all in the list below, but you see the Captain and the Apothecary have the other bits and pieces. So it all sort of comes together in the end.
It's all very nice.
Yeah, it's just a shuffle.
It's all very pleasant. They've done the Psychic Power Shuffle,
Yep.
as is the Grey Knight way. So all that's left to do is roll to see who's the attacker and who's the defender.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. We've both taken No Man's Land as a secondary, which implies that we want to be fighting over the centre of that board. So
Maybe. But I mean,
I guess we'll see who's better in combat.
yeah, basically is what it boils down to. So,
I'll let you in on the secret. It's you.
well, debatable.
You just better hope I don't smite your face off.
Yeah. Would you like to kick us off, Mr. Spider?
Yes, absolutely. So let's see. I do get a 5. That's a strong opener from me.
It's not a bad
I'm not
one.
known for going first in 9th, actually.
That's a 2.
Wow, I get the choice?
You do have the choice.
Oh, I was actually seriously expecting to lose that roll off. Oh, wow. Mind blown. I'm going to think about it.
A lot of deliberation in the Tabletop Tactics studio today. It's almost like there's some tactics being employed here.
It seems so. Well, I did decide to go first quite quickly, actually, and then you spent a bit of time redeploying, didn't you?
Yes,
that's the thing.
I did Polychromatic Storm, so I spent 2 CP to redeploy 3 units. So this is what I've done. I've moved this Starweaver here. This had the Death Jester with the Jest Inescapable. He has gone over here. The other Death Jester's Starweaver, which was in this area, has now moved to here in order to just sort of get out of any potential smitey range. And we've brought this unit of Skyweavers forward looking for a counter deploy. However, if my measurements are correct, and they often are not,
well,
I shouldn't be in smite range.
So we know what the intention is. So
yes, but
and have you done that based on if I were to roll a 6 on an advance or anything like that?
no, that's assuming that you are going to roll sort of average on your advances.
So we know if I do decide to advance and I roll high, then I might
And to be fair, if that's what you would do, because quite frankly, you cannot shoot me anyway because of my minuses, but I just don't have enough to redeploy completely. And then at that point, if you do want to advance to get in range, you're potentially in counterpunch range. So we'll see. Tricky one. Is a tricky one. Now, I was saying that I would have actually given you the first turn.
Yeah.
But
whereas if I were you, I would have gone first in this situation.
Yeah.
It's naturally not. It's a myth that if you go first, you win. It does depend on the deployments.
Well, I've been
sometimes it's better to go second. I've often won because I've gone second.
Well, I've been doing a lot of statistics behind the scenes, which we will release eventually. Actually, at the moment, based on our games that we've released from September and currently, as well as August as well, because that's when I started doing it, going first actually only has about a 33% win rate. Now, obviously, this is anecdotal, guys, but it's interesting. It's interesting to see, because I know obviously there's a lot of talk about the power of turn 1, and I would tend to agree, but it's actually quite interesting to see the numbers. But as it is, Lawrence decided to go first anyway, looking to get some alpha off and some good board control, which is very, very possible to do.
Well, the reason for that, the main reason for that is that if you look at my Dreadnoughts, they wouldn't survive a turn of you with all of that haywire. So it's kind of like an easy kill for you. So at least if I go first, I know that I get to fire them at least once. So in terms of resource management, it's better that I have, because I couldn't hide from you with your redeploys and so forth. So it's better that I have units to do something with for at least a turn than not. Also, whilst I might come to the center of the board, because I've got, No Man's Land, secondary and so forth, and then you can counter me, I can then counter you, and I can set it up so that there's waves of wet, and this is going to be a huge bloodbath in the center of this board. So it's actually going to make a really epic game.
I think it's going to be really cool. Although incidentally, that sort of ties in with my thinking of going second, is because the Harlequins are just so fast. I'm able to kind of just move to get those key positionings anyway, and then I can also sort of move to counter to get you off of objectives. And I've deployed and redeployed in such a way that you are unable to teleport your interceptors into my lines. So That goes there. That's the theory. But we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah.
What tide are you in now that you know who has the first turn?
I'm either going to go escalation to kick off with or convergence. I'll just double check a couple of bits first and then confirm in my my movement phase. But yes, it's one of those two.
Okay.
I'm not going to start Entitled Shadows, let's put it that way.
Sure. Yeah, that seems a little bit superfluous at this point. So we will be right back once the spider has completed his movement phase. We'll see you soon. The movement phase is now completed. We've shuffled out of the ruins with these dreadnoughts here, these venerable, lucky dreadnoughts. All of the characters have advanced in order to assist with their casting and their auras. The Purgation squad has just shuffled a little bit forward. We've moved forward, advanced with all 3 of the Terminator units, some hefty advance rolls over here. We did get a 1 on this front unit here, but we re-rolled it and got a 6 instead. The spider, true to form.
Huzzah!
So, yeah, makes sense because they wouldn't be shooting anyway.
That's 1, and then this unit got a 5. He's snuck ahead of these guys.
Yep.
And he's just within 3 as well.
Okay, so we've got that central objective. That's going to be worth some points, as well as putting some pressure on. And over yonder, you might be thinking, well, what's all this? Well, yeah, they're interceptors. They've teleported, they've used their warp shunt in order to get into range, as well as do a lot of smitey. So, yes. On that basis, we are in the tide of smitey.
Yes, tide of escalation.
No, the proper name is smitey, remember?
And then shooty.
Yeah,
I plan on switching to the shooty after the smitey, actually.
That makes sense. Yeah. So that is the lay of the land. This could sting a wee bit, but that's okay. We've accounted for some of it in some capacity. We'll be right back with the psychic phase, but just before that, I'm just going to roll for my player of the Twilight for that reroll that you did. So I'm looking for a 1 because it cost 1 CP. No. Okay, very good. The psychic phase is coming right up. We start with the captain. Yes. He is casting Gate of Infinity upon the Purgation squad.
How many denies have you got, Ship?
I have 1 deny. Because the Yncarne is in reserve.
That does go off.
It does go off. Yeah, because my Shadowseer is all the way over there, guys. I'm not going to be able to deny that. No. So that goes off. So they will be gated. A rip in reality opens and out stride forth the Purgation squad. Yeah, very cool. And we're going to continue with them and do a smite.
Yes. We did a smitey to give you a frighty. It was a smitey.
A 7. So
it counts as an 8.
It counts as an 8. Oh, yeah,
we are the Brotherhood of Psychers.
Yeah, you can have that. I'll wait for an easy one to deny.
Makes sense.
2 mortal wounds.
So I'm going to spend a CP now because Psyche Unit to now give the aura of +1 to cast.
Okay, so that comes from hit them.
I think it's Psychic Nexus or something.
Empiric Surge?
Yeah, it could be Empiric Surge.
That one. Okay, it's 1 CP, so I'll just roll to see if I steal that from Player of the Twilight. I do not. Okay.
Okay, so 2 mortal wounds on the Skyweavers there.
All right, I will mark them up. The next unit, so the first of the interceptors, the outside one around the edge there, a smite.
Smitey smite, beginning +2 to cast, which goes off.
Okay, so it goes off on a 7 this time.
Goes off on a 7.
Right, I will attempt to deny that because it's a little bit healthier than an 8.
He attempts to deny. No.
Okay, fine. Another 2 mortal wounds go off.
Okay.
1 more. Well, 1 has been slain. 1 is down to 2 wounds remaining. The next smite. The smite train cometh.
A second interceptor unit goes off.
Goes off on a 10. I cannot deny anymore. 1 more is slain. Do you just want to go straight on to the next smite?
You got what was going on, didn't you?
That will be a fail.
That would be a fail.
Indeed. Now
I need to work out whether I'm going to use a CP to re-roll that. Given I haven't, I'll think about that. It depends how critical it is that I get a couple of Voldus's powers off. Let me have a little think.
Right, Spider has thought about it, and it will be a command reroll being used here.
Yeah, it's yeah, we're still in range with all our bits. Yeah,
Indeed.
It's the thing to do because if I can get extra mortal wounds off, I roll the same thing. So.
The same thing. Okay,
right.
So that is our 4th smite for those keeping track at home. The librarian now. He activates his Sanctic Shard.
Yes.
Casting, what one's this one called?
This is Empyrean Domination, which gives me a command point.
Okay, very nice.
You know, if you get it off, I do.
He does.
So I'm back up to 10.
Okay, so that reroll essentially cost nothing there.
Yeah.
I'm just going to roll to see if I steal that reroll.
Sure.
No, I do not. Okay, very good.
And then I'm going to do Warp Shaping to get out of the tide of escalation
Yes,
and
you
put
do.
myself into the tide of convergence
Okay.
for shooty shoots.
Okay, very nice.
That's him.
The apothecary?
Yes.
Okay. What's he doing?
Sanctuary.
Oh, I thought Voldus. Oh no, Voldus has the Dominus power.
No,
Forgive
that's
me.
right.
Okay.
Yes. So sanctuary on the. Oh, that definitely goes off. It is a cheeky perils.
It
My
is a
troubles, but we will take it as it is.
Ooh, okay.
It's 3. Okay.
3 mortal wounds. That's fine. He can just heal himself.
He literally can. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's fine.
That's what he'll do.
Okay. So Sanctuary is being cast on.
This Terminator unit here, which is also one holding the
Okay. Very nice.
objective. We will now go over to Voldus.
Mm-hmm.
String of little powers. He's going to do armored resilience on the forward unit, which is a -1 to wounds.
Okay. Cool.
So that does go off with the
Okay.
bonuses.
Very nice.
Okay, let me... Ethereal manipulation I'm not going to do. Let me check his 2 other powers.
All right. The second of his powers will be Edict Imperator on this
Yeah.
Terminator unit in front of him.
Yeah, that does go off.
Does it go off?
They can't shoot anything. They're not in range, but they're
You
gonna
don't
use
have
it
to.
for the extra move, yeah.
Nice. Okay, we'll move them. Very good. Okay, the Terminators have trundled forward. Voldus will cast no more powers because his other ones are sort of shorter range and it's not really the need to do anything. And then we come over to this unit of Terminators at the rear here, just behind the barricade.
Yeah, so it's this guy, and then they sort of sweep around the back of the ruin here.
Yep.
But the forward guy is actually equidistant to the Skyweavers or the Starweaver. So, and because the unit's within 6 of the captain, they double their smite range.
Very nice.
So let's give it a cheeky go. Why not?
That's a fail.
No, cool. Just worth a go.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And then the Terminator unit in the front will cast Hammerhand.
Sure.
And then that will conclude. And they fail that. No,
With
they
a
do
plus-
fail.
Yeah, with a +1, they even with the +1, they fail. Okay. So.
Because Hammerhand,
Ooh,
well,
hang on.
actually, if they're within 6 of this, they get +2. They are within 6.
Okay, and Hammerhand's cast on a 5, is
I
it?
have a feeling it is a 5, so weirdly it would actually go off. But I'll double check that.
Let's check. All right then, here we are in the shooting phase. No more psychic stuff to do, everything else was out of range. We're going to kick off with the Purgation Squad. Just a little bit of admin before we do. I'm going to use Isha's Weeping on that unit of Skyweavers, so they get a free up invuln until the end of the turn. Do I regenerate it? I do not. And then I'm also going to enact Foes of the Mind. So all my bikes and my vehicles gain the -1 to wound aura from the Shadowseer. So do I regen that? Looking for a 2 on this one. No, okay, fine. Because it doesn't matter which way around that would have gone. So the Purgation Squad, now that they are in the Tide of Convergence, have Strength 5, which is nice. And also D3 damage +1, which is also really nice.
Yeah. I don't need to use Psychic Onslaught because your -1's wound anyway, and it wouldn't have even done anything, and the extra minus wouldn't have done anything.
Nope.
So this is just straight up. Let's see what these guys can do.
So we're hitting on 4s because of my built-in -1, which is quite helpful looking at it.
Oh yeah, I rolled very poorly,
Yeah,
but
and
that's
then
okay.
it would normally be freeze to wound, but because of my -1, oh, that's paid off big time there for me.
Yeah, I rolled horrifically. Only 3 wounds.
So free up invuns because of Isha's Weeping. Okay, I do fail 2 of them. D3 +1 damage. I am going to command reroll 1. Okay, I still failed. Do I restore it? No, I don't. Okay.
Okay, so D3 plus, that's 1 dead.
1 is killed.
+1.
Yep.
And D3.
Okay.
I will use a CP to reroll that because this would kill another.
It
no,
does
it doesn't.
not. Do I steal that CP? Come on. No. Okay, fine. But 1 bike has been slain and 1 wounded, but that could have been a lot worse. The Justicar, can he finish off the wounded guy?
Stormbolters, 2 hits. Okay. Stormbolters.
Only the 1 wound there because
you're
of
-1 to wounds, yes.
Yep. So free up invuln is required. I pass it. Okay, very nice. We swing over to the trio of Lucky Dreadnoughts.
Yeah, this one here, rerolling 1s to hit.
Okay, and this is going into this Starweaver here at the forefront. So be freeze to hit because of my -1.
Laser cannon, rerolling the 1. Hits.
1 hit.
Wound.
It is a wound, so a 4-up invulnerable save is required here. I fail it. 2 damage. He has 4 remaining.
Okay, we'll spend a CP on the next one to give them the reroll 1 to hit aura.
Okay, do I steal that? No, I do not. Very good. Same target, I presume?
Same target.
Okay.
Laser cannons.
Good thing too.
One. Okay.
One hit. One wound.
Wounds.
A save on a 6, marked
Okay.
for life.
The next one.
Both
Hey,
hits.
finally. Both wounds.
Both
Huzzah.
wounds. Okay, so 4-ups are required here. I save 1.
Okay, so on a 4, 5, and 6, you're destroyed.
Oh, you get him. Okay, very nice.
That's first strike.
Yes, it is. Let me see if he explodes. No, he does not. So I have 6 inside. Get into my hands. I do lose 1, but the rest bail out. The first of the interceptors now firing into my Harlequin troop on foot.
Yes.
So I have deployed lightning fast reactions, and this is where the Veil of Illusion is really cool because it takes it away from your max range, which actually makes your rapid fire range 9,
right.
and because you are over 9 inches away, you're not double tapping, so it's only 10 shots.
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
It does.
And have you put lightning fast on?
I have indeed. So, yeah. No, still not regenerated anything.
Trying to
Good.
make you burn those CP here.
Well, I'm down to 1, so,
Trying
you
to
know.
make you burn through.
So this will be
3s?
4s because of the -1 to wound.
Oh, okay. Do you give that?
I give that to everyone.
Oh, not just your bikes and vehicles?
Not just my bikes and vehicles.
Okay, cool. So 1 wound.
1 wound there. Okay, so 4-up inbun is required. I save it. Very
Good.
good. The second interceptor unit will do the exact same thing. So 4s and then 4s.
That's a bit better.
Yep. 4s here.
That's another 3 wounds.
3 wounds there. Okay, so 4-up invulnerable. Oh, what's wrong with me? Well, 1 is dead. The other 2 probably should die because of my inability to roll dice. 2 are slain. The third and final unit of interceptors, a couple of stratagems have been employed. We've done steady advance, so they count as being in stationary for bolted discipline range, which means that they are effectively rapid firing at 18, so they will be able to double shot. And we're also doing cybolt ammunition in order to make them damage 2.
Yes.
As well as strength 5 and then technically 6 because of tidal convergence. And
Yeah.
we're going to fire everything into these bikes. Let's see if we can finish them off.
Your bikes do have a 3-up invuln though, don't they?
They do currently. Does that change your...
Yeah. Because it's a funny one, because I'm trying to work out what I'm going to kill more and then I'm going to try and charge anyway.
Sure.
Which would be pretty devastating. So really I need to ensure that I get the maximum kill. Cybolt would still be good against the Harlequins. It's almost become like a tactica, isn't it? But a lot of you said you like the tactical talk, so we'll keep it in. The thing is, if I kill more of them, you're going to have to do a morale, which is all well and good. And I've got more units that are within a feasible charge range of these anyway. I'm actually more likely to kill these guys. Cybolt's still useful because I go from 2s to wound you to 3s.
Yeah. Rather than being on 4s to wound.
That's right, and you've only got a 4-up save as opposed to a 3-up save.
Correct.
That would kill lots of people, which is nice. We like killing people. And they are objective secured, so I'm going to be firing at them.
Okay, so everything going into
Yep.
the troops instead. So, first of all, let's see if I take it for steady advance. No. Do I take it for the other one? No. Great.
Oh dear.
So, 20 shots hitting on 4s because lightning fast is still in effect, which has helped me a little bit, but not a huge amount.
I've got the average that time.
Yes.
I've been a bit below average up until now.
So now it's freeze to wound.
And that's sort of made up for previous rolls.
That's pretty grim.
Yeah, that's 9 wounds.
9 wounds. That is not average, even accounting for your previous rolls, Lawrence. Do not try and lie to the internet.
It's averaged out,
It's
you see.
it's
Because I
really
rolled below.
It's really not.
See, the thing is that you have to have faith that the luck will come back.
Right. Okay.
That's what you need to do, you see.
Cool. 1,
yes.
2, 3, 4, 5. Where's your averages? Yeah.
The averages are something that I defy in everyday life.
Yeah. A pretty brutal opening salvo, and the pain train keeps on coming.
Yes.
Charge! Here we go. The
You
first one.
must die.
Well, I'd rather you didn't. A 9 is required.
No.
That is an 8.
Okay.
No, it's not. I can't see the dice because of the glare.
It was a 6.
It was a 6.
It
Either
wasn't
way,
a-
it's a fail.
The second unit will also go for you, sir.
Okay.
4, 5, 6, 7. Right, now
Okay.
I will... So I get into them as well. That's really horrific for you. That is definitely worthy of a CP
Okay.
reroll.
Here we go.
No.
No. Do I steal your CP? No, because it's on a 1. Goody.
Okay, this unit will not be able to make a charge. Oh,
they will on a double 6.
They would on a double 6.
Because they need to go over the terrain, but they're 10 inches away. So
look, we'll give it a go, because why not?
No.
Cool. Right, well, that's probably better for the game, but you do have some morale.
Yes.
You do have some morale. That's called being ruthless and going for the heart in turn 1.
Indeed.
But yes, look, that is my turn, my friend.
Still pretty savage.
Yeah.
Still pretty savage.
Morale's next. Let's see how that goes.
Indeed. Well, let's go straight into it. So we've got morale for the bikes. They lost 3 this turn, which means, of course, they fail.
Yep.
And then the other one does stay there, which is good. And now for the unit of the troops, I need a 1 here. No, so 1 runs away. And then the other 2.
2 remaining.
Another 1 runs away. Fantastic.
It's the movement phase for the Lords of the Dance. It's turn 1, believe it or not. And there's been some shuffling. There's been some dancing in and out of Star Weavers, namely this one here. Death Jester got out along with his Harlequin unit that was also in there. And
Troupe Master.
Troupe Master, rather. And then the Harlequin unit was on the ground, got back in. So they've shuffled over here. Meanwhile, over here, we have the unit that survived the explosion. They've shuffled themselves over here. We can see the Troupe Master in there, ready to rock, and we can see the Shadowseer has come to support. There is a unit inside this one as well, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Chef.
Yeah, so the 4 that jumped out in the Death Jester, basically, this unit jumped out of this one that was here, the Troupe Master and his companions, and then the 4 and the Death Jester jumped into that unit, and then that has rocked on over there.
Okay, so he's trying to maximise his killing potential, right?
Look, I mean, losing the 10-man troop was not. I didn't expect to lose that many.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's actually taken a bit of combat punch out.
Yes.
And I didn't want to bring the Yncarne in yet because I didn't feel like it would be prudent.
Quite ready.
The time is not right. The stars are not yet aligned.
Soon.
So I do. But so what I've done is I've gone over onto this flank because this is going to cause a lot of problems. Because if they just lock step and do bolter discipline, they can just gun down everything that I've got.
Yeah,
so
you're not interested in those interceptors there, are you?
I don't like it. So I can kind of hang off on the rest of the stuff for now.
Sure.
Obviously, there's still going to be a huge amount of firepower coming my way,
Sure.
but I'm hoping that I can at least neuter some targets.
Yeah, and you're hoping that you'll be able to potentially hold more.
Yes.
So he is holding this objective in his home zone with the single survivor of that 10-man troop. I believe the intention is for that.
He should be within 3 inches.
I'm sure he is. That's fine. I'm just saying he obviously is, whereas these guys are not.
Not yet.
Not yet. Exactly. They could potentially charge and swing around. So this unit here, Star Weavers, have come towards the centre of the board. So he is obviously looking at challenging that Terminator unit there, which he may be able to do. We shall see. The Star Weaver over here, of course, not within 3 of the objective, but obviously can charge and so forth later on.
Again,
and
it's risky.
And then the lone survivor has swung, or really actually jetted right forwards to the centre of the board as well. So at the end of the battle round, what we do know as fact is that he holds this objective and he holds this objective. I am currently still holding 3 objectives.
Yes.
We shall see how Chef tries to mitigate that. But before that, it's a psychic phase. Let's see what the Shadowseer does. I told you they were the Lord of the Dance. It's the Webway dance. That's what Shadowseer is casting.
It does go off on an 8.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to deny it because there's literally no point in me not.
Exactly.
There are so many denies. It's my thing.
No.
No, you do get the Lord of the Dance off.
Okay, very good. Now I'm just going to have a little ponder.
Okay, we'll come right back. Twilight Pathways is the second power, so that's be moving again, right?
Yes, because this is all 1 unit here. I didn't realise that they were clumped up like that.
Or did you have the extra movement?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so you would need
it was
the Twilight
completely
movement.
irrelevant, but it means that now where I thought there was 2 units, so I could shoot my pistols at one and then charge the other.
Yes.
I'm now all I would be doing would be killing 1 unit with fusion and then charging sort of a longer charge.
Cool. So you would have to cast Twilight, because if you had extra movement, I would let you do the movement.
Well, I mean, I could advance, but then I wouldn't be able to shoot.
Then you wouldn't be able to shoot.
So it's kind of like, this is just about maximising the potential, that's all.
Okay, so you'd have to do Twilight pathways regardless.
Yeah, again, I don't have to, it's just to try and mitigate the longer charges.
Sure.
So Twilight pathways, it does go off on an 11.
Okay.
So you need a double 6.
I'd need, or an 11, because I get +1 to deny as well.
Oh yes, no, of course.
But I don't get it.
Cool. So I will move that unit.
Okay.
Yeah,
let's
do that.
come right back. We have a Skyweaver. We are in the shooting phase.
Yes.
This single one can just draw a line of sight past the obscuring terrain.
Indeed.
To this dreadnought here, one of my lucky venerable dreadnoughts, rolling for the number of shots.
How lucky can I be?
It's 4, it's middle of the road.
Respectable.
That is, I would be very happy with that. I'm always happy with an average.
Yeah.
He's hit 3 times.
3 times. All right, we need a 666 here.
He would need a 666. He does get a single 6.
So it's a wound at -1, and obviously the 1 damage, and then it will be D3 mortal wounds.
D3 mortal wounds, okay.
So it is the 3 mortal wounds.
It is the 3 mortal wounds. I can ignore wounds on 6s anyway.
You can.
Being a venerable. I'm not going to employ my stratagem just yet.
Sure.
So 6s to ignore any wounds? No. Okay,
and
so he does indeed take 3 wounds.
Just a normal save.
And a normal save as well.
Okay.
I do fail that. Can I ignore? Okay. Okay, so he doesn't take
3 more 3 wounds though.
He is now seeking the kill. We have split fire from this Skyweaver unit. One of them will have to fire separately again because of firing through the dense cover there, the jungle over here. So he's firing with them first into the damaged dreadnought here. So how are you firing the one at -1 to hit first?
Yes, we've got 1 at -1 and 2 can see clearly, and then another 2 are going to fire at his healthy pal.
Yes, fine.
So we'll start with the 1 at -1.
The 1 at -1, he misses. Okay.
Well, no, he's got
2 shots rather, yes.
He hits you twice.
He hits you twice.
How dare you for your hubris. No,
it fails to wound.
Okay, so now we're 2 at normal ballistic skill. 8 shots.
8 shots, very nice. Certainly respectable.
Yeah, slightly above average there. Oh, my inability to pick up dice is way below average. So, okay,
it looks
only
like
drop
we're looking
1.
At 3 mortal wounds plus.
That's to hit.
Oh, sorry, of course.
I wish that was to wound.
That's right.
That's to hit.
Yeah, we're getting confused with number of shots versus to hit rolls here. Okay. Oh no, the mortal wounds are bad. So just
so 1 at -1 and a D3.
Okay, so D3 mortals then, sir. It is just a 1. Okay, I'll try and make the armor save. I fail that. So 6s
2 shrugs
to ignore. No, so I lose another 2 wounds, but we do survive.
Okay.
Mark that up. Interesting, that one. That means that the dreadnought, which I thought would be destroyed, has survived.
Yeah.
Okay, we've now got 2d6 shots on a fresh dreadnought. That is a nice roll. 9 shots there. Okay. So, no dense cover, so 3s.
8 hits.
It's a good roll to hit.
Now, if I can get that again, that would be great.
Again, it would be very nice.
Okay.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. So it's 3 wounds at -1, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 2 mortal wounds there, plus another 2d3. Right.
So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mortal wounds.
6 mortal wounds and 2 armor saves.
Okay. I will.
3 armor saves even. Forgive me.
I will. I think it was 2 armor saves, wasn't it? Or was it 3?
Oh, 2 6s and a 5.
2 6s and a 5. Yeah. Cool. So I will actually use my true silver armor now.
Yep.
So let me get some dice for that. So you did 6 mortal wounds in total.
Indeed.
3, 4, 5, 6. So I ignore these saves, wounds on 5. So I'm hoping that pays off. It doesn't really pay off, to be honest. So I only saved 1.
Right.
So I'm down 5 wounds, and I've got 3 armor saves to make. I just need a single 4, 5, and 6. I do make it just.
The shrug.
And then I get 6s. To save. If I make one of these, it will put me on more wounds than 1. No, I've got 1 wound left.
Okay.
I am still alive though. Wow. That forces this empty Starweaver to take some pot shots at that 1 wound venerable dreadnought.
But it's fine because he's going to die. He'll then explode. He'll kill him. He'll explode and kill your apothecary, and it'll be glorious.
I can understand the wishful.
The appeal is there.
The appeal would be outstanding.
5th wound. No, cool.
Okay, he fails to win. So, all right, so that venerable dreadnought is indeed quite lucky. The Shadowseer now will be firing his hallucinogen grenade launcher at the Purgation Squad.
Yes.
So
misses because you're -1 to hit because of dents.
Okay,
cool.
fair enough. Plasma grenade from the Troupe Master now into this interceptor unit here. Okay.
Yes. 2 shots. 1 hit. Doesn't wound.
No,
strength
four.
4. Okay.
Nothing so far. Do you want to
Yes,
carry on?
we'll go over to this unit here.
Yep.
So one of these guys doesn't have a fusion pistol. He will throw a plasma grenade. And that is going to go into, because there's a rear unit here, isn't there?
There's a middle unit, yes.
The middle unit,
yes.
okay, cool. So what we'll do is, actually, let me just measure up stuff.
All right, sure. Yeah, he's had a little measure. So he's going to be firing everything in the middle swathe through the jungle here.
Indeed.
Okay, let's do this.
The plasma grenade. Two shots again. Are you in dents there? Looks like it.
Well, I would. The thing is, one of us isn't. But the rest of us are.
But is the one that's in there the one that's closest to me, basically? Because that would be, I would draw to him, essentially.
Yes. Well, you're sort of equidistant to 2, and the one that is out, you are also equidistant to.
Yeah. In which case, then yes. So 2 hits.
Yeah. Perfect.
Doesn't matter anyway. Good. Fusion. Thank goodness that you gave me the opportunity to not be in dents. 2s to kill. That is 4 dead.
4 dead. Very, very good. I shall remove them momentarily. Okay, cutting a swathe out of the interceptors there. Now we have the 4 fusion pistols within the Starweaver into the Purgation Squad.
Yes. So these are indents.
These are indents.
Okay,
yeah,
so that does drop 2
hits.
there. 2s to kill though. 2 dead.
2 are slain. Very nice. Now we have the Death Jester from within the hull of the Starweaver, firing at the Justicar from the Interceptor squads, the lone survivor there. Okay.
Yes, so this is the just inescapable one.
Yep.
He hits you twice. We need freeze to wound. That's a mortal wound anyway.
Okay,
because
he is slain.
There we go.
Unit inside the Starweaver now, firing into this Interceptor squad on the left.
Yes, just making sure I did that the right way around. Forgive me, that's the one with the 4 inside, that's the one with the... Oh, no, I did do it right. Ignore me.
Okay.
Ignore me.
Okay.
Yeah, so we've got 5 fusion inside here, going
okay.
into the, that Interceptor squad.
Sure.
Okay, we dropped 2.
3 hits.
We do kill 3, however.
Cool. I am within 3 of the obstacle though, so I do get 6 upsaves in this instance.
Sure, yep, if taking it on the ones at the front there.
These guys here.
Yep.
So 6s. No, 3 are dead. Death Jester of Please Don't Overwatch Me now, that's also within this Starweaver's hull, into the Purgation Squad.
Indeed.
This is at Dents, not that it matters.
You cannot overwatch me, which is nice. All I have to do is hit.
Yes.
Good thing, because, failed to wound. But they cannot overwatch, which is handy. We will stick with that Starweaver now. We're going to fire one of his Shuriken into that guy at the rear there.
Yep.
And then we're going to fire another Shuriken.
So there's 2 left in his unit.
Yeah, so, there's 2 left in that unit?
Yeah, because you only killed 3.
Of course I did. Yes. Both of them at that unit then.
Okay.
Let's not muck about. Okay.
So it is dense.
Looks like we're mucking about.
Yeah, well, it's 1 for each of them, technically.
1 wound, no minus though.
Okay, and I do get...
Okay.
I needed the 2 up, I rolled a 1. They just leaves the Justicar alive. The final Starweaver now firing everything into the lone remaining Justicar.
Yes, we must kill him.
It's dense, so 4s to hit.
Dents made no difference there. No. Okay, 2 wounds, 1 is at -3.
Okay, do the -3 one first.
Okay.
He's dead anyway, very
cool.
nice. With that team, it means that we're in the charge phase. The lone Skyweaver charges the Purgation Squad, which now, of course, cannot overwatch, because there was a stratagem to overwatch on 4s. You wouldn't have liked that.
What, with Purgation Squad or just in general?
With Purgation Squad.
Oh, I'm glad I did that then.
Oh!
I mean, it's enough, but it's not ideal.
It's not -2 going into Dents?
I have fly, ignore it.
Oh, good point. Fair enough. Good. Move in then. Starweaver now will be opening up its charge against the Interceptor unit just in front of it.
Yep.
And that
it's enough.
makes it. Okay, in he goes. Finally, the unit of troops by the ruin there will also charge the Interceptors.
Let me just do a cheeky little measure. What do I need to get to those guys there? The Purgation Squad. Is that a 5?
Is it a 5?
I don't know, let me check.
I don't know, because you do jump over infantry.
I jump over infantry,
so you're not having to move around them. Yeah, it looks just over a 5, so you need a 5. But do you ignore do they ignore the -2?
They don't, weirdly.
So
they can move,
you need a 7.
They could move horizontally through terrain, but they cannot jump, their flip belts turn off when there's a tree shrub in the way.
Very
much
confusing.
like your interceptors forget how to teleport. I guess it's recharging for you. It's weirder for Harlequins. That is an interesting one. You know what? We're going to risk it for a biscuit.
Okay, declaring a charge on both.
Yes, the reason being is because if I don't... am I going to kill them anyway? You don't have
in ninth, if you fail the charge on one, you fail on both.
Do you have a fall back and shoot stratagem?
I do with the interceptors.
With interceptors?
I do.
But not with purgation squads?
Not with purgation squads.
In which case, I'm just going to charge the interceptors.
Fair enough, because that is basically a guarantee. And in he goes. Very nice. Finally, the Troupe Master also declaring a charge against those interceptors.
Yep.
In he goes on a6. The Shadowseer next, also attempting a charge on those interceptors. Not quite sure what he needs.
Probably
isn't enough since that only just got the Troupe Master in.
Yeah.
No, he is shy.
So I made a slight mistake with this guy. I will say this now. I know it's not a tactica, but it's just I just was sort of thinking about it when I made the shooting. I should have just advanced with him because his weapon's an assault weapon and it's capped at 1 anyway.
Yeah.
And even if I'd have gotten the 1 on that advance, that would have been enough. So mistakes were made.
Right.
Am I going to re-roll it? I have 2 CP.
He's very low on this.
I'd have to re-roll both, which is less than ideal. But if I don't, then he's in a bit of danger next turn. But everyone's still getting his aura. I'm gonna leave it because I need my CP for other stuff.
Fair enough. Okay. I'm assuming there's some more charges to come.
Yes.
Okay, we'll be right back. The Starweaver. Declaring a charge on both of the Terminator units.
Yes. Because that one. In which case it's just the front.
Right, yes, okay. That would be more risky.
Yeah, so I thought they were two.
No. Okay, so just the front yes, the front Terminator unit. Okay, let's see if he can make it. He can on an 8. Very nice. The final charge, I believe, of the turn. It's the Skyweavers. Into the Terminators. There was a long debate on to what's going to happen around here. First of all, let's even see if you make the charge, because it is possible you could fail. You do make it in on a 7. And now, of course, the big debate that was going off behind the camera was, who's he going to strike first with? Because, of course, I have the ability to interrupt.
And you would be foolish not to.
And, of course, I will. But let's discuss that further in the fight phase, which will be coming up next. So, after much consideration, it is the troops that will be striking first against the interceptors. A couple of reasons for that, which I shall summarise here whilst Chef gets his dice. But basically, obviously the other option is to attack the Terminators first. I have various shenanigans to blunt their attacks, because I'll take hits on the people behind the obstacle first, effectively reducing his -2 to a -1, etc., etc. But the ultimate kicker is that Chef really needs to steal this objective from me. If I interrupt here and kill the troops and then consolidate in such a way that his Troupe Master can't come and contest, I will have those 3 purgation members holding that objective.
I won't be able to get closer to
no, so he potentially, he would almost guaranteed lose that objective. Maybe not,
which would be a big old blow.
Yeah, so that's the thinking, which I can understand, absolutely. So let's roll the dice. Let's see how many interceptors are ripped apart.
So this is a normal guy with a Harlequin's blade, because he doesn't have, I didn't have points for any special weapons. Okay, good thing he's the rubbish one. It is 5 to wound, re-rolling for the Troupe Master. That is 1 wound, no minuses.
Okay. I do make a save.
Okay, and now all of the guys with the caresses. Okay, that's a reasonable start. I mean, it's 7 dropped, so 13 hits. We are looking for 3s to wound down, because they are strength 5 with these, and I'm re-rolling with the Troupe Master. That's much better. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 saves at -2.
Okay, well, I've got 8, so let me see how I go with this. There we go, that's already 4, 5 dead. They are slain. The troops have consolidated into the Purgation Squads, putting 2 of their number within 3 inches of that objective, meaning he will steal it because their objective is secured.
Yes.
Obviously, I will get to hit him with the Purgation Squad.
Indeed.
But first, I interrupt with the Terminators. That's 2 CP. I then spend a CP on Fury of the First to add 1 to hit.
Okay, so I'm going to spend 2 CP for lightning fast reactions because I kind of need these guys to survive a little bit more. Then I would gain a benefit from giving them the +1 to wound.
Sure.
So let's roll to see if I steal any CP for interrupting. Yay!
Hey!
I get a CP back.
Gets a CP.
That's nice.
So he's on 1 CP. Let me get the dice to do the attacks. Let's do this. The Terminators now, just as a point of note, I don't know if we clarified or not, but those Terminators did fail to cast Hammer Hand. I did need another point on my dice roll there. But we still do wound you on 3s anyway, because we have Halberds. Yep. You're -1 to hit because of Lightning Fast.
Correct.
But I'm +1 to hit. So we go back to 1s and 2s everywhere.
Excellent.
Yeah, that is not a good roll. That is pretty... actually, you know what? It's actually not quite as bad as it looks.
It's actually
it's
pretty
just below
much,
average.
It's just below average, but the difference that lightning fast there was it's 4 of them.
But I now rolled above average on the wounds.
Yep,
I'll take that.
That
so
sounds
3,
about right.
6, 7.
The average is that you roll 8.
Well, I have rolled 8 wounds. You're welcome. I rolled the average.
So the average that I would roll should be 4.
No.
I roll above average, way above average. Okay.
So actually a really good roll.
The karma has come back.
Right, 2d3 damage.
Okay, so one is slain.
Okay, we only killed 1 bike.
That's very vital.
Sad that, very sad indeed. Let's see what happens. Okay, we've now come back over here doing some consolidations, pile-ins with the Troupe Master and this Star Weaver. Now this Sky Weaver here will do its attacks on the Purgation.
Yeah, because he only rolled a double 1, I'm not able to do any sort of consolidation, otherwise I was never going to make it. So, you know, there you go. Freeze to hit.
He hits twice.
Okay. It will be force to wound, re-rolling for the Troupe Master. Okay. Okay, 2 wounds at -2.
Okay. Kill 2. Okay,
right,
just
good.
1 left alive. And now the bikes, where we whiffed horrifically against him. Will he do the same against us, or will he capitalise?
We'll have to see.
Let's find out.
Freeze to hit. Okay, we dropped only 4 there. That's pretty good.
Very good start.
And now, but we do need 5s to wound because you've got armored resilience. Yes. So
that is something.
Go.
With no rerolls, and yes, we
2
have survived.
wounds. I mean, to be fair, it was literally would have been 1 extra wound because they're only strength 4.
I know, yeah. Right, well, I'm going to take these on the Terminators behind the barricade.
Makes sense to me.
Because I get a better save. Wow, super cock die and a 2.
Okay. Reroll the cock die.
Okay. A 2.
Right,
okay.
so the 2 behind
Despite
there
that,
are dead.
They both die. Fair enough. Those are 2 Terminators slain. That is not a good exchange for us. Let's see what happens next. Finally, for the Harlequins, the Star Weaver. Can this claim another Terminator's hit?
Here we go. Okay.
1 hit.
So no is the answer. He does wound, however.
I'm expecting a 1.
No.
No, nearly.
Okay. That's all of my charges done.
Okay.
That Star Weaver over there did consolidate into the Purgation Squad. Obviously wouldn't be able to attack anyway, and now there's no one there.
Sure.
So
he's just going to quickly attack your troops. 2 hits.
Yep.
2 wounds. Due to shock assault there, get 2 attacks.
Oh yeah, no, even with the -1. Yep, forgive me. So 2 4-ups. No, 1 is slain.
Very good. Okay, that is the fight phase done. Interesting. So I really whiffed there at a couple of critical points. However, I will punish Chef next turn. There's no doubt about that. And I do still hold this objective, regardless, because I am objective secured.
Yeah, I couldn't do anything about that. Unless you... Oh no, they're leadership 9, aren't they?
Yeah, and also this Terminator is also within 3 of that objective, and they didn't take any... I don't think I can fail the leadership.
No, I'm pretty sure you're leadership 9. Even if you were leadership 8, you'd be fine. You only lost 2.
Exactly. So, fair enough. That is all good, but we do need to roll for the Purgation Squad. I'll quickly do that now. He would pass. He would pass.
Will he?
You killed 4, 5, 6, 7.
Leadership 7. Of course you are. Yep.
Unless I'm leadership 6.
No. You're not that low. You're not that low. I'm just expecting leadership 7 and 8 stuff to fail because that seems to be my run of luck.
Okay, so
look.
Interesting. You do end the battle round holding 3 objectives.
Well, that's irrelevant.
Because I'm also holding. I'm only holding 2 objectives. So you will, if I'm not mistaken, yes. So you will hold more, and you'll hold 1, you'll hold 2, so you'll get 15 primary points. Provided
you don't wipe stuff off of objectives. Remember, you score in the command phase.
Of course, yes. Good
You've
points.
not played in some time.
Do you know what? This is what it is. I think that we're in turn 2.
We're not in turn 2. No. And even then...
So you haven't even got the primary points yet?
No, but I have denied you 5 primary points.
You've denied me 5 primary points.
I've denied you 5 primary points.
But I'm holding 2.
You are holding 2?
I'm holding 2.
Yeah.
It's because I thought we were in turn 2.
Yeah.
It feels because it's so much has happened.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I've gotten 3 points for engage on all fronts.
Yep.
Because I've got 1 on this side, 1 over there, this guy over there, and that guy, the Skyweaver's he's just had enough with
into that quarter.
So I've got 3 points there.
Yep.
I've gotten 4 points for attrition.
Yep.
And I have denied you the bonus 3 points for first strike as well.
Correct.
I've also denied you 5 primary points for holding more. So actually...
But I do get this no man's land again.
You do at the end of your turn.
Yes.
So you need to stay there.
Sure, which I can tell you now, I'm not going to give up that objective.
I respect that decision.
So that is worth 2 points for me.
I respect that decision completely. Yeah, so look, I mean, pretty good turn in for the secondaries as well as denying a bunch of points. That was unlucky, but that's also what I get for splitting fire. And but I kind of had to. But I mean, wiping out the interceptors as well as purgation, lucked out hugely there. Look, not a bad turn.
Not a bad turn at all. Let's see what I can do. My intention now is to hit him so hard that he cannot get back up. A haymaker, if you like. Let's see if I can. My turn 2 coming up next.
With a smash and a crash and the tearing and groaning of already ruined iron, more Terminators spill into the center of the battlefield, which, let's be fair, looks really cool.
It does, doesn't it?
It looks really, really cool. I think Terminators are nifty, and OBSEC Terminators even nifty.
That's why I do like that.
Yeah, they're surprisingly tough to shift. So they have marched through there in order to lend support to their brothers. Round this side, the Lucky Dreadnoughts rather, have moved around looking to draw line of sight to various things on this side of the board, in which there's like one thing that they can shoot.
We got some sights over here.
Oh, okay, very good. Yeah, if we go down there. Oh yeah, nice.
Bearing in mind that the obscuring is this sort of triangle.
Correct,
not the whole base.
Hence why I could shoot you, vice versa.
Yes.
The Apothecary has healed up a wound at the end of the turn to himself. From
he only rolled 1. So.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's hard to fix yourself when you're having the worst migraine.
True,
literally the migraine from hell.
He was a bit distracted, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's a problem. He was fighting off a demon. It was an issue. So he's moved around there. The Terminators have the support of the various characters hiding behind the walls there as well. They will, of course, be visible given their placement, but I can't shoot them anyway, so it's completely irrelevant. Over there, the Purgation Squad surviving member has fallen back out of combat. He was only in combat with the Skyweaver, which means I could not use something like Twilight Encore to chase after him. I could shoot him with Shegarak's Jest, but I don't see the point. My CP are quite scarce.
Well, you've literally got 1 CP.
As do you. As do you. So, you know, I kind of need them for what is probably going to be some rerolls. So that is that. That's the lay of the land. We've totted up the primary points at the beginning of the turn. So you've seen that already. A psychic phase is coming right up. The psychic phase begins with the Grandmaster Voldus himself.
Grandmaster Voldus. Right, he's gonna do Edict Imperator.
Okay.
He's gonna do that on the captain.
Okay.
So that he can shoot and scoot, and it goes off on an 8, with the +1.
Okay. I don't believe I'm in deny range where my Shadowseer is, and I have other things to deal with, so you can have that.
Cool. Basically, he's going to shoot with his damage 2 side cannon now. He's going to fire it at your Starweaver then.
Okay. So freeze to hit.
Because that's the thing. Can we roll the 1 because Voldus is nearby? 3 hits.
Strength is?
Base strength is 7. So it'd be 3s anyway. Just a 1 wound.
Just 1. So 4 up invulnerable save.
You take 2 damage.
2 damage. Okay, I'll mark him up. Continuing with Voldus, we are casting Armored Resilience on the L-shaped Terminator squad.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, again, I don't believe I'm in deny range, and on a 9, you can have that. So that's this unit there is at -1 to wound. Very nice. Do you know what he's doing next?
Yep, so next I will cast Inner Fire, no, Ethereal Manipulation for the reroll hits. The Ethereal Manipulation will go on the same Terminator unit.
The same Terminator squad, okay.
It feels like the right, yes, that goes off too.
Okay, on a 9 again.
Hits now.
Don't believe that I'm in deny range.
It's not failed hits, it's just hits.
It's hits, yes. So you do get to reroll the freeze against any minuses, which is very nice. The Librarian is changing the tide. Warp shaping.
Warp shaping, sir.
Going to escalation.
Mr. Warp shaping, he shapes the warp.
Yes, I cannot deny you. I am just out of range. So that is going to the tide of reroll 1s to wound in combat, I presume. The tide of smitey.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Do we know what the Librarian's doing next?
Yeah. So I think I might actually go for, because I'm equidistant from the Starweavers and the Skyweavers. I'm going to do I need another CP? You always do, really. Right, I'm going to do a smite.
Okay.
On this vehicle here.
Okay.
That goes off.
That goes off.
2 damage.
2 damage on that guy there. The Terminators with Armored Resilience and Edict Imperator? No. Yes.
Ethereal Manipulation.
That's the one. A smite.
It's a thing. That goes off.
On a 9.
On a 9, my friend.
Okay, you can have that because that's a high casting value. Do you know what you're doing next?
So the unit will that's currently in combat with you will also cast a Smitey Smite.
Okay.
Smitey Smite. He did the smite. Oh yes. That would destroy your Starweaver, sir.
Well, you're still in combat with the Skyweavers, so
yes,
I'm not
they are still in combat.
worried about that.
But it just means your Starweaver's destroyed.
It would also mean that I have a bunch of troops jumping out. You know what? I'm going to have to attempt to deny it, I think. It was cast on a 10, wasn't it?
Yes. Oof. Because of the bonus.
Yes.
No. A valiant effort, sir.
I've got 1 CP left. No, I'm going to have to wear it. Do I explode?
Explode. Yay!
We'll
Wow,
be
that's
right
going to
back.
get your troops as well.
Yeah, that's going to suck. Okay, the explosion did hit the Skyweavers here. All 3 Terminator squads. It does hit my troop over there. I forgot to roll for the Webway dance last turn on camera, but I did fail it. So let's roll for it now. Maybe it'll pay off. No, so one of my troops is slain. Okay. Now let's roll for the guys inside. So there's 4 and a Death Jester. Okay, I lose another one, but could be worse. The Captain now. Gate of Infinity upon the unit that's in combat still. I don't want it. I don't like it.
I like it,
I don't
Mr.
like
Chef.
it. I don't like it.
Oh, we like that,
yeah,
Mr. Chef.
I can't deny that.
They are gated, Chef.
Goody. And like that, they have disappeared over into this table quarter.
Huzzah!
So I was just saying off camera, actually, it's always really interesting fighting Grey Knights because, ironically, they operate a lot like Harlequins. You can't actually pin them down.
No.
Because they either gate or they just smite you out of combat and then they shoot
right.
anyway. So it's kind of like, okay. So yeah, they're always an interesting army to play against, I find.
They are.
The smite train continues. Oh no, are we changing it?
Yeah, we are doing a smite. Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm just seeing who's nearer. Yeah, so actually this Dreadnought here, the 3 wound one, he'll do a smite first.
Okay.
Rather than the Terminators.
And that's going into the
It's going into the bites because they're the nearest visible.
Okay, so he perils.
Excuse me. Do make it on a 9.
Somehow
plus 110.
he casts
I
again.
needed an 8 there. So that was my 4th smite.
Yep,
so we're in 5, 6, 7, 8. So when I've rolled a 10 effectively.
Yep, so I can't deny it. A bike dies. Do you know what you're doing next?
No, now I will think. I wasn't sure I'd get that off.
Dreadnought now, it's risky, always risky to cast when you've only got 1 wound remaining there, Lawrence. A smite going into that Starweaver over yonder.
Smitey smite.
That is a failure.
Cool.
Finally.
There's only one other thing. Sanctuary from the Apothecary onto the Terminator unit, which is just on the inside of this ruin, and spinning out to the front of the ruin.
Okay.
That does go off.
It goes off in a 6?
Yeah.
Okay, with the plus 1,
plus
7.
1,
yeah.
7, yeah.
Very nice. Is that everything?
Yeah, that's actually that is actually everything.
Yep.
You can't cast, he fell back.
No, that is true.
I do have the Terminator unit, which I haven't cast with yet. I'm thinking of actually doing Hammerhand on them because that could be very, very useful. We will do Hammerhand on them.
Yes.
Because Hammerhand would be good.
Again,
with the +1, it fails again, yeah. They don't want to do Hammerhand.
No Hammerhand this game.
No.
Okay, is that everything?
That's everything. Psychic phase is done.
A very solid one indeed. We'll be right back with some shooting. We're going to kick off the shooting phase with this 5-man unit of Terminators here. We're doing some split fire, and we've also activated Fury of the First, so we get +1 to hit, which is very nice. 2 are rapid firing into my bikes, and 3 are going to go into that 3-man unit there.
Yes.
So let's just see if I steal that CP or regenerate that CP. I do not. Okay, but you are down to 0 CP remaining. So where are we starting?
3 into your 3.
Okay, into the troops. 3
into the 3. We're re-rolling ones because of Voldus.
Okay.
It's because of the +1 with Fury the First. Lots of hits.
Now it's freeze to wound. They're not in -1 range. Cool.
That is 3, 6, 7, 8 saves. Mr.
8
Chef.
saves.
8 saves.
8 saves. Okay, here we go. 3 of them left alive. None of them left alive.
Yay.
And now the 2 into the bikes.
2 into the bikes. Rerolling ones. Mr. Voldus. Hitting on 3s this time.
Indeed. A full house. Very nice. Force to wound.
Hey, not bad. 3, 4, 5.
5 wounds, so 5 saves of 4+ are required here. One of them takes a wound.
Cool.
Okay, not bad. Oh yes, Grandmaster Voldus.
Grandmaster Voldus.
So you can just see past the edge, sneaking his head out of the terrain there.
You see his kneecap in his hand.
Seeing the kneecap in the hand of the
Cheeky
troop
kneecap.
on the end
It's
there.
going to get kneecapped. Oh my goodness.
That's
horrible.
a bit much.
Okay, rerolling ones because that's a thing for him. Okay, 4 hits.
So this will be forced to wound because of shield from harm, but never mind.
That's 4 wounds there, Chef.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's 4 wounds there, Chef.
That's 3 saved, and then a shrug. Ah, the Webway dance!
Wow, that's impressive. They're going to have to do something else now.
The librarian now shooting through the windows into my Skyweavers.
Yes.
All of them hit.
3 wounds.
3 wounds, very nice. Okay. One of them takes a wound. One is down to 1 wound remaining. Some split fire from the Terminator unit on the top here. This is the unit with ethereal manipulation, so we're re-rolling all hit rolls in half range. So we're going to do some split fire. Mr. Spider, how are we doing this?
3 on the troops, 2 on the Skyweaver.
Okay.
This is on the troops.
On the troops. So
re-rolling misses.
Those misses. Okay, cool. Not bad. This will be forced to win because they are just in range of the Shadowseer.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wounds.
Okay, helped me a little bit, but not a huge amount. 4 up in buns are required.
Finally, you die.
Well, I've still got my 6 up dances.
You must die.
No, they're dead. Okay.
You must die.
And then on the single Skyweaver.
Okay, on the single Skyweaver. Rerolling misses.
Yep, the freeze included.
Exactly, so you're -1 to hit.
So be forced to wound this guy because it's toughness 4.
Just the 1 wound.
A singular wound, which is
successful.
A fail. Okay, very good. The gated Terminators firing into this troop here, holding the objective valiantly. Will it be enough?
Yes, we wish to stop him holding the objective.
I respect that decision. Doesn't mean I like it.
Can't imagine. Right, because of the -1 to wounds, that's 5 wounds.
5 wounds, so 5.
Yes.
4-ups are required here.
Guarantee a death. We do guarantee a death.
Well, unless I roll a triple 6.
6. Good point. 6.
No, I mean, it adds to a 6. That counts, right? Right? The 1 wound Dreadnought rapid firing his Stormbolter into the Skyweavers and the las cannon into the Starweaver.
Yes. This is the Stormbolters, obviously. Yep. I don't get 4 las cannon shots.
No, because that would be cool. It is -1.
Yep. 2 wounds.
2 wounds there.
Looking to kill 1.
Yes, you do.
You do.
Okay,
yay.
so 1 is slain. The laser cannon.
Twin laser cannon. 1 hit.
Okay.
Laser cannon. 1 wound.
It is a wound. A 4-up shrug.
No, it's 1.
A 4-up in
a cheeky 6. The 3rd 6 in a row.
He's on 4.
Oh, it's a 5.
He's
destroyed
dead.
him.
Okay.
Got him there.
Goodbye. He has heard the call.
That means you've still got that primary objective.
It does. I mean, it does mean he can be shot, but I feel like needs must at this stage because I'm not going to have anything left otherwise.
No, I mean, I've got 2 dreadnoughts left to fire.
Yeah.
He's got a 4-up invulnerable, hasn't he?
He does.
Yeah, yeah, okay, all right, all right.
So what are you doing?
Well, so kind of need to deal with this Starweaver as well.
Yeah, so now I've given you at least some semblance of a difficult decision. Also, I need to remove that guy there. Forgive me, everyone. I'll remove him shortly.
Yes, no, I think I will actually fire at you, Yncarne.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do, because those two dreadnoughts can see him. I can't target the carrick.
No, probably not.
Oh. I've got 1 dreadnought which might be able to go for your Troupe Master. I will check that momentarily.
Okay.
It comes down to whether he is within 3. He is, so I can...
Well, remember that that's not a unit of 3.
It's not a unit of 3.
It's not a vehicle either.
Yeah.
Am I within 3 inches of that Starweaver there, though? Bear in mind you measure to the base.
Correct. You are... I mean, let's just say you are. But regardless...
Well, if I'm not, then I'm not. So.
Regardless, I think that you would end up being closer to this dreadnought anyway. But it's a tricky one. I think that it's too close to say. We're going to say that no, I can't. So what I'm going to say is I'm going to fire him at your Yncarne, sir.
Okay.
And I will rapid fire the Stormbolter at your Yncarne, sir.
This one at the rear here?
Yes.
That's a big 12 inches there,
no,
mate.
I can't, yes. I keep
Bolter discipline is no longer a thing for dreadnoughts.
Yeah, I keep thinking it is for dreadnoughts, but it's not.
I think it should be, you know, but I understand why it's not.
Oh, yeah, it kind of just is what it is, I guess. So we're not in rapid fire range with anything.
Okay.
So we will do our 2 shots actually all the way over here at this one.
Why not?
Because why not?
Yeah.
So let's start with that. Stormbolter. He hits you once.
Okay.
No, he doesn't. You're -1 to hit.
No, but you got the re-rolls? Oh no, Voltus is all the way over there. So yeah, no hits there. Cool.
Laser cannons.
Okay,
on
and this
your
is in the
Yncarne.
Yncarne.
That is 2 hits.
2 hits. It'll be 3s to wound.
3s to wounds, Mr. Yncarne.
Double 1.
Hey!
He lives. The final dreadnought will rapid fire at the Yncarne.
He will. So let's do
and
that
his
first.
laser cannons.
He hits you all the time.
Okay, I'm toughness 6, I think.
He wounds you twice. You are toughness 6, yes.
Okay, cool.
If I remember correctly.
I failed both of those saves. I don't believe he has a 3-up save, but I'll check it in a minute. I'll just roll for... well, let's check it.
Yeah, okay.
The Yncarne does have a 3-up save, so I did save one of those. A 6-up shrug. No, so he takes 1 wound. The laser cannon.
Lasers.
1 miss.
Okay.
Failed to wound.
Okay. Well, they whiffed.
Well, that's helpful for me.
It is.
Is there any more shooting to do?
No, it's just chargey charge.
All right, we'll be right back. The charge phase. These Terminators into the Skyweavers. I'm not overwatching. They can't really fail.
It's a
They rolled
5.
a 5. With the -2 that some of them will have to take, it's still enough.
Yes.
This buffed up unit of Terminators charging both the Skyweaver...
Oh, sorry.
The Skyweaver and the Troupe Master. Go on, move him in then. Move your 9. Ah yes, Grandmaster Voltus. He's charging both the Skyweavers and the Death Jester. Because of this barricade, he does need an 11, but I'm not overwatching. So, you know, there's, you know, there you go. No.
No.
Close, but no.
No.
These Terminators now into the Shadowseer. So we need a 9 here. It's a 5 and a 1.
No.
So that is a fail. Okay. Is there any other charges?
It's -2 to get into the woods, isn't it? So
Yes, it would be.
I can't really see what I'm...
Well, I think you're probably closer to like a 10-inch charge there from the distance.
Okay.
But I mean, roll it and we'll see. And we'll measure it if it's permanent.
it's irrelevant.
It's a 9. Well, let's have a check.
Okay.
The fight phase cometh. We will start with these Terminators here into the Skyweavers. I'm not heroically intervening because, yeah, character's worth points. I don't want to give you give away my death.
Yes, you're still protecting that assassinate for the moment.
Yes.
I am rerunning 1s because Voltus is within 6. Okay. Cool. And then we're looking at...
3 swings, he's strength 5.
Yes. Oof.
Wow.
3,
Are you
6, 9, 10, 11 wounds. Just to help.
11 wounds, yeah?
11 wounds.
Okay, but remember everyone, the average has always come back with me. Oh, I always roll badly, and everyone always yells at me. There's a reason for that. Have you ever considered that?
Well, you know, I sort of, when you're the bad guy, you get used to it. You just go, okay.
Yeah. Everyone feels so sorry for you. 4 up in buns. It's not bad.
Well,
it's not
good.
bad, but it's not enough to save the unit because one was already on. Oh no, these 2 are healthy. So if you roll badly,
one's already dead.
Cool, they're both
so the
dead.
other one's dead. Yeah.
Okay, so you know, hush my gums.
Okay.
These Terminators, they are doing some split attacks. 4 of them are able to attack the Troupe Master, and then 1 will go into the Skyweaver.
Yeah. So 4 on said Troupe Master.
Yeah, so I have no defensive abilities here, unfortunately, and he's just out of range of Shield from Harm.
Yeah.
Which is a pity because that would have netted me a few extra saves.
It is 6 wounds, my friends.
6 wounds, so 6 4-up invulnerables are required here. Okay. I mean, is it worth spending a CP at this point? Not really.
Damage, 43.
Yeah, he's dead. And now the attacks on the Skyweaver.
Yes, right, just 3 attacks here. He hits twice. He doesn't wound.
Okay, that's something, I guess, but I would have preferred that elsewhere. That's it.
Yeah, I thought.
So I've got a couple of token attacks back.
Yeah.
So we'll do the Death Jester. I believe he has 3 attacks. We need 5s to wound. That is 1 wound, no minus, because despite that big old size.
Death Jester, he does make it.
Okay, and now 3 attacks from the Skyweaver. We hit once. 5s to wound. It is a wound of -2.
You do kill a Terminator.
Yay!
You've killed a Terminator here. Fun.
Okay, that was a horrible turn, as to be expected. So you've killed a whole bunch of units, denied me 10 victory points on the primary, made attrition basically impossible to get because I need to kill 7 next turn.
So I did get a couple for Assassinate here.
Yes, you got 3 points for Assassinate
3 for
there.
Assassinate. I've held this objective again, so I get 2 because it's back to round 2 for No Man's Land. First strike I've already done 5, I can't get any more.
So it's not... It wasn't a great turn for the Harlequins. I do have a couple of plays, but I basically need a perfect turn.
You do, yeah, because you've still got a Death Jester and a full squad in here.
It's true, it's true.
So you want the fusion to sort of go off and do the business.
I basically need that unit to be absolute heroes. So let's see
and then charge them. You can shoot, you can charge.
Oh yeah. Like I say, I have options. So let's see if their tail will be a glorious one.
Yeah. Turn 2, and this is a critical turn for the Lords of the Dance.
Yeah.
The movement phase has happened. The Harlequin troops have gotten out of their Starweaver transports through in and around this jungle here, and the empty transport has moved over into this quarter to ensure that he gets engaged on all fronts.
The Death Jester is still inside there.
Right, of course, yes, no problem. Meanwhile, over here we have the Yncarne. He's moved towards the Dreadnought line. He does have a captain next to him as well. We'll be doing a psychic phase with him momentarily. The Death Jester has fallen back out of combat over here. Is he within 3 of that objective?
No, he didn't have enough to go that way because he was there. So I don't know, he might have been able to. No, because that's sort of where he was able to move to. So yeah, there's no way that he would have done it, and you can't advance when you fall back.
Right. Okay, fine. So you have abandoned that objective effectively, but
you're
looking for kills.
So
you are looking for kills.
I kind of need them. Right?
Yes, he needs the, he needs the kills. Meanwhile, over here, this Skyweaver has fallen back out of combat from the Terminators. Flown over here, looking to do some extra damage over here, because if he starts getting rid of the Dreadnoughts and if he can clean up 1 or 2 Terminator units, then actually he's back in the game again. It's like haymaker after haymaker here. It's very cool. And over here, the Shadowseer has turned his hideous, faceless mask to the Terminators here, and is looking at dealing with them. So that is the movement. Let's see what Chef does in the psychic. He needs kind of everything to go off, I'm guessing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's have a look. He opens with Smites from the Shadowseer. The Seer of Shadow to 10. It's a very good start. I will, of course, attempt to deny because...
Why not?
Why not?
No.
I do fail to deny.
All right.
D3 mortal wounds. One's already on 1
Oh,
wound. So
that's
you do
good.
indeed kill 2 Terminators, leaving just the Justicar alive. Okay, fair enough. Good start. And now, Webway Dance.
On himself.
It's a pedals.
That is less than ideal, but fine.
Sure. So he takes the big 3.
Good.
Not so
Okay.
fine.
That's less good. Fine.
Now it's the Yncarne, casting Ancestor's Grace on himself.
It does go off on a 5, I believe.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll attempt the deny just here and now. I do deny.
Cool. Very good.
6. Okay.
He is then going to cast Gaze of Ynnead, or Gaze of Ynnead.
Yes.
Let's see if it casts first of all. It does go off on an 8.
Okay. I will of course attempt to deny that with the plethora. I do fail to deny that.
So we'll do it on this 1 wound guy here because I know it's going to do at least 1 mortal wound.
Yep.
It does actually do D3. It does 2 mortal wounds.
So I need a double 6 to ignore. I don't. Does he blow up?
No.
He doesn't.
Okay,
That's 1 dead Dreadnought. Good start. Now the Skyweaver, firing the Haywire Cannon into the 3 wounds Dreadnought.
Yeah, straight into that shooting phase.
Oh, yes.
D6 shots.
Oh,
It's
that's good.
5.
That's what he needs.
That is what I need.
3 hits, that is the average from
Okay.
5. Now he's looking for those 4s. He gets a
Good.
1 and a 6,
So
which is important. D3
2
mortal
wounds
wounds.
at -1, 1 mortal wound plus another 3.
Yes, okay,
So that's
so,
great. That's actually very good.
More than likely dead. Yes,
Cool.
he's dead. Does he blow? He
Yeah.
does! Hey! Okay, I'm not sure how many mortal wounds it is, but let's find out. He blows up, hilarious, but it is only 3 inches. It is D3, so we're rolled for that. It's 2, so this one loses 2 wounds. He's the only one unit within 3, by the way, unless I ignore any. No, so I lose 2 wounds there, but excellent work from the Harlequins. We're swinging back over here on the left flank with the Shadowseer, the grenade launcher. Phantasm.
It's a hit.
Tis
So
a hit.
you're only leadership 8.
Leadership 8.
Which is
with the Justicar.
weird, but okay.
Yes.
So I need to roll equal or over.
Got it over 5, 6, 7, 8.
That is D3 mortal wounds.
Okay, so what does he get?
Just
he gets
the 1. Okay, I can't re-roll that.
No,
so,
you can't. So I'm
be
still
it.
alive on 1 wound. All right, the Death Jester hanging out in the jungle now is going to be opening up.
He's going to fire into the
Purgation? Purgator?
The
Yes.
the Purgator, I guess.
So we can finish off that unit holding the objective there.
We hit you 3
hits.
times.
Despite the -1.
Only the 1 wound, but it is -3.
Okay, I do, however, get a save. I do fail that save. He is slain. The single Death Jester inside this Starweaver will be firing into the Terminator unit holding the centre of the board.
Yes. He hits you twice.
Yes.
I could do with a double 6 here.
6.
No, I get 2 wounds, no minuses though.
No minuses. No minuses on this one.
No.
Both passed then.
Okay.
Okay, very nice. Now the Starweaver itself will be firing both of the Shuriken cannons into the Terminators.
Indeed. They all hit. 6 6s. No 6s. It's 4 wounds, no minuses though.
Okay. I do fire 1, so that will kill a Terminator. Now the Harlequin units just here, 5 fusion into these Terminators. These ones are -1 to wounds, by the way.
Yes, that's fine.
Yeah, because of armored resilience.
Indeed.
He's hit 3 times.
3 times. Dense doesn't apply because they're not all in dense cover.
Sure.
So I can draw clear to this guy who's out.
Yeah.
So now it's freeze to wound.
Yep.
It's 2 wounds,
2 wounds.
-4, so you're 5 up invuln.
5 up invuln. We make 1 and we fail 1.
So I'll just it's enough damage.
He's dead.
One
Okay, so
is
one Terminator is slain.
Oh.
We're in the charge phase, team. We're going to start with some easy ones. The Shadowseer into this lone Terminator. A battle.
Yeah.
A duel of the fates. Staff versus glaive.
Okay.
Very good. Okay. Next charge, sir.
The Yncarne's going to go into the
Charging the captain?
Captain because that is a big charge.
You need a 10.
I need a 10.
Dreads.
Yeah, it's
So yeah, just charging the captain, no problem.
bit of a risk.
He makes it, funnily enough. That is another duel of the fates. Right.
You are not charging because that would be foolish. You are going to charge just the apothecary.
Yes, so he's going to scoot
Scoot
round.
around.
He's going to scoot if he can.
7. So I can go over the barricade because I can fly, so it should be fine.
Okay. All right, and then we just got a Harlequin unit in the middle here.
They are going to charge the unit in the middle.
The centre of the,
so
to try and stop me getting more secondary points there, because that'd be worth 3 for the next turn.
And from a defensive point of view, these guys have -1 to wound, so I'll be wounding them on 4s. These guys are wounding on 3s, and you have a 4-up in bomb, but I'm -2 anyway.
That's true. So kind of irrelevant.
In they go.
In they go, and in they do go. So, all right, we'll be right back in the fight phase. So we're going to start with the unit we finished with, which is this Harlequin unit. He's going to spend his last 2 CP for the +1 to wound this Terminator unit.
Whatever that's called. It's the Frozen Stars one.
Sure.
What are you called? What are you
We
called?
understand. It's going to be a brutal fight down here. Absolutely savage fights.
Malicious Frenzy.
Malicious Frenzy. Okay, do you get the CP back? Is that a Warlord trait, by the way?
It's the Warlord trait of this guy.
Yes, because he is the Shadowseer, right?
Correct.
Yes, not your Troupe Master.
I do.
Hey,
now,
so
I only get 1 CP back because it's not coming from a stratagem, which means despite the fact that I would normally regenerate 2, I'm not allowed to because the FAQ says I'm not allowed to.
Sure.
So, yeah, that's fine. But that's good. I've got a CP left. It also means I'm now wounding these guys on 2.
Yeah, which is really good.
Which is pretty good. So we have 1, we have 2, we have 3, we have...
So certainly wiping the Terminators
4,
would
we
be
have
significant.
5. So we're hitting on 3s. Okay, I drop a couple, but that's a pretty good start.
Yep, and then 2s.
2s to wound.
Really huge.
Because strength 5 from the Embrace, and then +1 for Malicious Frenzy. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ones
still a lot
there.
of wins.
Yes, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 at -2, so you're 4-up in them.
Right, so I've got 8 dice here.
Okay.
And then I'll roll the extra. So I'm going to roll the extra.
Okay.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, another one. Okay, so I'll take these passes away. And I think that's enough to 1, 2, 3. You kill 3 Terminators.
Okay,
that does
not bad.
leave 1 alive.
That's fine. That's fine.
Now over here we're going to do the Shadowseer. Shadowseer into the lone Terminator with 1 wound, the Justicar.
4 attacks on the charge. We hit you all 4 of the times. We are wounding on 3s because we are strength 5. That is 1, 2 wounds at -1.
2 wounds at -1, so we're looking at 3s. Yeah, double 5.
Yeah, it was
he
a risk.
Survives.
It was a risk.
Cheeky that. We're now over here to this Skyweaver with the Zephyr Glaive into the Apothecary.
Here we go. We hit you twice.
2 hits.
We wound you twice, -2.
Well, I -2, yeah, I make both.
You make both. Okay, that's fine. The Yncarne.
The Yncarne, all right. Let me arrange my dice. The Yncarne now into the Captain.
Here we go. We hit you all of the times.
Yes.
It's freeze to wound re-rolling because of the Sword of Souls. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at -4. Okay. I presume he has a 4-up in them.
I actually think he's only got a 5-up, you know.
Really? Roll it anyway.
He might have an Iron Halo. Yes. Look, we're going to roll it anyway.
Okay.
Well, I've definitely made 3. I might have made 4.
Okay, well I'll roll for the 2d6 and then we'll check just in case.
Okay.
You do take 5 wounds, so actually let's double check.
Okay, let's double check. I would survive on a wound, but you did get a CP back.
Yeah.
So you're going to re-roll the 1.
I feel like I have to. Yeah, he's dead.
Okay,
good.
so the Captain is dead, otherwise that could have
would have been
real
very
bad.
silly.
Well, that's all of the Harlequins fought, and the Ynnead avatar over there. Didn't consolidate because...
there's nowhere to go.
So what we're going to do is fight here.
Okay.
We hit you 3 times.
Force to wound.
We wound you 3 times despite the -1. Significant there, the Justicar, furious. The falling of his brothers.
He may die.
Okay, it's on a 3, 4, 5, or a 6. You are slain. It is a 4.
Come on.
I will not let a stone steal my glory.
Okay, in which case...
The Yncarne appears over there. I thought so.
Because otherwise he's going to get smoten and die.
It's true, but that will leave me to clear the rest of the board. We will accept this offering. The Apothecary, 5 attacks with shock assaults. He is the hammer. He hits 4 times with a Nemesis Demon Hammer. He wounds only twice despite no hitting 2s. Invulnerable saves, no.
Doesn't matter,
he is slain.
Dead.
Flat damage 3. The Thunderhammer has spoken. Now the Terminator, the Justicar, fighting in the middle of the boards. He will kill these Harlequin scum. Dies and die. That is just one wound, actually.
No,
but we killed one.
Still one slain. Okay.
Okay. That marks the end of the turn.
Yeah, interesting.
Very interesting indeed. Very interesting.
Bounced in a few places, but that's to be.
So I think I've got a morale to take on the Terminators. So I'm going to roll. I rolled a 2.
You're fine.
Just by the way,
and they lost 1, so they can't fail. Yeah, look, I mean,
Sheena can't fail.
No, they can't fail.
Okay.
Didn't go quite to plan. I did get lucky with some instances. I got lucky here. You know, so I mean, I will absolutely take that. That was a risk, but I mean, I kind of also wasn't anticipating 5 attacks back from a support character. I always forget how many attacks Grey Knights can have.
Yeah, they're
which, you know, is cool. They are heroes. They're paladins.
Well, they are the veterans.
Yeah, they should be really, really scary in combat, and they are. But at this stage, I basically need you to whiff everything. As it is, you are holding 2 objectives again. You're not holding. You're holding more. So you've got 15 points.
Yep, I get the full 15. So I hold this one. Yeah. No, sorry, I'm not holding this one.
No, but you're holding 2.
But I am holding 2.
Yeah, because I can't put him.
Yes,
because he has to be
within 3 event. Yeah, these two.
He has to be within as an inch of where the other one died, or as close as possible, but an inch away. So actually, he would be there. Because that's where the base would be. So yeah, there's no way for me to get that. He's unfortunately not there. I was kind of hoping for a few more kills to happen over there, but that's obviously the risk of fusion.
Yes, indeed.
Look, I basically need you to whiff everything, and then I can score in turns 4 and 5.
Okay.
That's what needs to happen.
Well, I only have a few units left.
I mean, let's be fair. This is turn 2.
Yeah, this is savage. It is a bloodbath.
It's a bit ridiculous.
Cool. Let's see what I can do then. Turn 3 coming up in a moment.
Turn 3 for the Grey Knights, a summary. 9 models versus 8.
It's a really cool game.
Look, I mean,
it's a really cool game.
You did say it was going to be bloody.
Just obliterated each other.
Oh, yeah. I bounced in a couple of instances, but then vice versa. You also didn't quite get a few key kills where necessary. So yeah, it would be an interesting one. However, 15 points on the primary plus the other 3 for assassinate last turn could be the cincher. However, if I can weather this storm and hit back again quite hard, I may be able to steal the victory. We will have to see.
Which would be cool.
We will have to
We'll see. The only thing of admin, he managed to heal the rest of his wounds this turn.
Indeed. So he's back up to full. Annoyingly, we've trundled forward with the characters and the Dreadnought. We've remained in combat here with this brave Justicar. His brothers have moved to assist. And is this guy here going to go and fight the Yncarne?
Yeah, because it's cool, right? I mean, I could have gone over to hold the objective. Who cares? Boring. Yeah, I'm going to smite you and I'm going to fight you.
I approve. I approve very wholeheartedly.
We'll come back to that.
Yeah.
So, right, we can go right into the second.
Yeah, this is a summary, so let's go into it.
So the Dreadnought here will do a smite on your vehicle there. That goes off.
That goes off. I cannot deny.
2 damage.
We are still in escalation. 2 damage.
Yes. Then Mr. Librarian will also do. So I don't need to change the warp. Yeah, we'll do a smite. Goes off.
Okay, so he's got 2 wounds remaining.
We'll do then Empyrean Domination, see if we get CP back.
No.
We'll use our Sanctic Shard to reroll that.
Of course.
Which does go off.
Okay.
So we now have 2 CP.
Okay, very nice.
We got from this as well. Then we'll go over to Mr. Voldus. He'll open with a smite.
Yep.
Grandmaster Voldus, excuse me.
2 there, and whatever you roll with a reroll.
Grandmaster Voldus, yes.
Goes off. Okay. Do I explode?
Tis destroyed.
I do not explode.
No.
Does the Death Jester inside make it out? He does. Sticking with Voldus, armored resilience on those Terminators that are joining the fray.
Yes.
Yes, with a +1 indeed. Okay.
Cool.
Does he have any other powers?
He's only done Smite and the Armored Resilience,
Correct.
so he can cast 1 more. Think about what that will be.
All right. Voldus would do
Ethereal Manipulation.
That one. Yes, the reroll hitty one.
Etheric something. Yes, he does. Oh, he really does.
So with the +1, he perils. Very good.
No.
That's how it works,
that's not
right?
how it works.
No, that's how it works. I read it on the internet.
Yeah, you must be right.
Yeah.
Smite. Back to the Warp Demon. You are back to the warp demon.
With your
Because
plus...
I needed an 8.
You needed an 8. Okay.
So +1 makes an 8.
All right, well, he's going to attempt to deny it then.
6, 7, 8. No.
Okay, so I take 4 mortal wounds.
Because you're a demon.
Yeah, I don't have any rerolls or anything like that. He doesn't get any innate bonuses. Do I shrug any? I shrug 1, so I'm down to 5 wounds remaining. Okay. So be it. Do you know what you're doing next?
Right, this, the guy in combat will do a smite.
Yep.
Into you. Sorry, just finding a neat place. 6, 7, 8, 9. He makes it as well. So.
Bear with me. I'm just going to double check the Yncarne. I don't believe he has 2 denies, but let me just check.
Okay.
And now a ham hand.
Ham hands.
Ham her hand.
5 + 1, 6. Yay!
Yay! It goes off. Huzzah!
Hand.
For those of you wondering, no, the Yncarne does not have 2 denies because that would be excessive, apparently.
Yeah, he should do, really, though.
I mean, there's a lot of things that should happen.
It's like shard of a god, I mean.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that should happen, but alas, no. I was considering moving him from there to there when the Starweaver died.
Boulders.
But then...
drawn his hammer.
Well, I mean, to be fair, what would have happened would have been the Apothecary just would have smoten him anyway, and the same thing would have happened, so, meh. Do you have any more powers to do?
Well, the Apothecary will then attempt the last smite on the Death Jester.
Okay, the last smite.
Does need a 10 though this time.
No, okay, very good. These Terminators in the shooting phase at the Death Jester.
Die!
So you can reroll everything here because of Edict Imperator or whatever it is.
Ethereal Manipulation.
That's the one. You're rerolling those 3s as well because I'm in dense cover.
Oh, sorry, yes, good point. There we go.
Okay. Freeze to wound?
Yes. That is 5 wounds.
5 wounds. 1 for each of the wounds that he has.
1 for each.
He has 2 wounds remaining.
All right.
3 wounds remaining. I passed 3.
Yes.
Brain. The Librarian now. Stormbolter into this Death Jester.
Move on in 1s because of Mr. Vildus.
Oh yes, Mr. Vildus. Are they BS2?
I believe the Grey Knight one quirkily is.
Oh,
yes.
Okay, because I know normal Librarian isn't,
No,
which
he isn't.
weird.
I'm aware of that difference. I will double check just in case. Yeah, he is.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's fine. I kind of
second guess myself.
It makes sense that they should be because they are the best of the best of the best.
He's supposed to be
with
elite,
honours.
yeah.
So,
3,
3 wounds,
Okay.
4 up in buds. I passed them. Oh,
Very good.
okay. This Death Jester is going to be a thorn in your side.
This Mr. Vildus will fire at this one.
What?
Yes, you were expecting that.
No, I wasn't.
One.
Okay.
He only hits
He's
twice.
going to live.
He won't. He's 1 wound there.
Got 1 wound. No, he's got 2 wounds left.
Okay.
What's happening now?
We have this one, rapid firing over here. The twin laser cannon. I mean, I don't really care about that guy. The twin laser cannon, because he can't see that one, will also fire at the Death Jester.
I mean, that is a bit overkill, but I respect your decision. So,
the Stormbolter.
Okay.
Re-1 in the 1s, because Vildus is within.
they all hit. Very nice.
That's 3 wounds.
3 wounds. Okay.
He
Okay,
loses
I've
2.
got 3 wounds remaining.
Twin laser. Can re-roll the 1, Mr. Vildus. 2s. Both wounds.
All right, I'm going to
You've
watch
lost
me
2
pass
wounds
both
here.
of these here.
Lost 2
I'm going to
wounds.
pass one of those.
Okay. No, yeah, I think you're obliterated there on a 6. Yes. Yes. Vildus sees you. He's like, I'm like, oh, I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill him.
So, okay, look, at this stage, guys, I do have a plan if he survives here, but this is also because this is really cool.
It is cool.
So, here we go.
Okay, so
the charge phase beginning.
Right. We'll start these Terminators into your troops.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Yes, they are indeed. Then we have over here.
Okay. Grandmaster Vildus.
I have no idea what he needs.
Back to the warp demon.
It is
Oh, it's a 10.
It's
I'm
enough.
sure that's good.
not content to let Vildus do all of the killing. This Dreadnought here is going to join in the fray. He does need a 10 to go round or up and over.
We'll get...
Shut up! So Lawrence wanted to start over here in the middle, and then I reminded him that I would just teleport away.
Yeah.
So we are going to start with Grandmaster
I wanted to save it
Vildus.
till last, because it would have been fun.
Yeah, but I'm also not going to let you do that. So
Okay, well,
yeah.
I'm going to try.
Here we go.
Right, Grandmaster Vildus now.
6 attacks hitting on 2.
Grandmaster Vildus. We ignore the minus to hit with our Thunderhammer because it's the Maliasar Girum, I believe. Right, now you're a demon, so we
I am.
reroll to wound. We reroll the wound here, Chef. That's 6 wounds there, Chef.
Good. That's not the average, by the way, everyone. The average would have been 5.
Well, you do have a 4-up invuln, though.
I
so
do.
You could.
Well, I mean, that still won't be enough.
Could do a big one.
So averages are good. So I've taken 12 wounds. I've got 6 here. Okay, I've got 2 wounds remaining. If I can roll 4, 5, 6s here. No, he's dead. He's dead. Goody.
Sent you to the wall.
Okay, the free Terminator's here. I need a whiffy-whiffy-whifferton.
You need to whiff it. I'm going to spend a CP on Fury of the First to hit on 2s.
Yeah, that paid
not
off.
That it mattered. Not that it mattered. I only wound you. Oh, did I get hammer hand off?
Yeah, you did.
Yes, so that's 6 wounds.
6 wounds, okay. So, yep, they are dead just.
Only just
And
though.
with that, I have a Death Jester with 2 wounds left. Look, I can concede at this stage, guys.
Yeah.
I needed the Yncarne to survive, to rip his way through both of them, and then start causing some real mayhem to the characters. And then actually, I could have then gone into sort of turns 4 and 5 a little bit more confident.
Yeah.
I just couldn't get the ball rolling, as it were.
No.
An interesting matchup, like we said.
It was. I mean, it was actually really savage. I mean,
there's nothing left.
No, like
For both sides,
I've actually
really.
only got a few Terminators left on the board.
Yeah.
And I've got my characters. I've got a damaged Dreadnought.
Yeah.
Like, that's actually not that much, considering what I had.
No.
It would have been very interesting if you didn't have the Yncarne.
So-
I wonder if
Yeah. So a couple of takeaways from this, and obviously this is just based on the one game, guys. So
Yeah.
don't obviously, and I'm definitely no expert when it comes to the Harlequins and the Ynari and the Elder in general.
You're getting pretty good with Harlequins, though. Your win rate's really high on the
Yeah,
channel
no,
at the minute.
it is. And however,
really
this was
high.
my first outing with Frozen Stars.
Yeah.
Plus 1 attack on
and the Yncarne.
Plus 1 attack on the charge is cute. A 28-inch threat range on fusion pistols is far nicer, in my opinion. I understand how your 10-man troops can work. Obviously, it's going to depend on your terrain. It's going to depend on your matchups.
Yeah.
It's going to depend on who gets first turn, who doesn't get first turn. Depends, obviously, how good of a player you are. However, one unit, like I said, it was an experiment. It just didn't. It died, obviously. I lost 9 in turn 1.
Yeah.
So it didn't really have an opportunity to do the business. If I hadn't have lost so many on the shooting, as well as the 3 that I lost to morale, or 2 that I lost to morale.
Yeah, that's right.
Even having 5 of them left alive would have given me a huge offensive boost over here.
Yeah, because you would have come back and certainly taken the centre of the board.
They would have, because they were right here on the front
Yeah.
line. They would have moved advanced forward. I don't care about not shooting my Shuriken pistols, and then charged in, and that's where I would have used the +1 to wound on them. And then with that, combined with the Haywire bikes, which. Yeah, they got a little bit unlucky there, and that kind of came back to bite me a bit with the las cannons later. But it was a risk that was calculated, just obviously didn't pay off. So that's sometimes just how it goes. Look,
they could have done the business. You could have definitely won this one, I think.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
I think this is one of those instances where if you had gone first to reduce that las cannon fire, because the bikes would have gotten. They should have gotten 1 Dreadnought, if not 2.
Yeah, losing a bike to morale as well was also an absolute killer.
Big blow.
Having an extra bike running around would have made a massive difference, I think.
Yeah, likewise, if you didn't have that larger blob, I can appreciate the larger blob being good, and I think there are times where it is really competitive, but this is a good example of when it doesn't quite work, because I've
not gone all in on it as well.
And the other thing is that I did have the interceptors, and again,
but they're rubbish.
Yeah, I know. An interceptor squad is not rubbish, because the ability to put a unit where you need it, especially when you can kick out 2 mortal wounds from that unit or rapid fire, and you actually mitigated that rapid fire. It could have been even worse.
Oh yeah. Oh, I think if I didn't have the Veil of Illusion, you would have probably almost tabled me turn 1.
So that they are very good. The interceptors are very flexible unit, but. It's a tough one. Yeah, I think if I personally think if you had gone for a more traditional boat spam list in this, I think you would have won that game.
I like the fusion boats.
With this particular Grey Knights list.
And again, this is just sort of anecdotal and from my sort of very limited play experience with the Harlequins, guys. So if you're a Harlequins player, that please tell me sort of what you would have done from your sort of greater experience. I always love learning from you guys out there in the community, especially those of you that are sort of real hardcore Harlequins players that play a lot more than I do. And it has been a couple of weeks since I've used a Harlequin, so I'm not necessarily rusty, as it were. But again, this list was a little bit outside of my comfort zone. I think if I had the sort of more traditional fusion boat list that I'm actually very confident in running.
You're undefeated with, if I'm not mistaken.
Sorry?
You're undefeated with it.
I'm undefeated with the fusion boat list.
You're undefeated with it.
Yeah, with that fusion boat list, I've done very, very well.
That's a tactic in the making, Chef.
Well, you know what? Again, I think it's like what I said at the beginning. The Grey Knights are a very good stress test for the Harlequins because they counter everything that the Harlequins want to do. You have loads of shots, so your high invuns is kind of negated a little bit. You've got also your own maneuverabilities with your gates and your interceptors.
That's right.
Smites don't care about your invuns, and they really punish your low wound troops. And they can also shut down your psychic phase. Now, you didn't really see that much here, but the Harlequins are quite dependent on their psychic phase, and also they're just as good in combat. It's Space Marines with the shock assault, because obviously your high AP and your damage doesn't really matter so much against the Harlequins, but it's still when each guy has 2 or 3 attacks. Against a lot of armies, you go, yeah, I'll charge that unit of troops into that heavy weapons team, and I won't really care. You charge them into the Bagation squad. I mean, I know it was, again, we're talking anecdotally. I lost a guy, but against some armies, you'd be like, yeah, you got 4 attacks back. Congratulations, you've not killed a Harlequin. Yeah, tricky one. Like I say, good stress test for them. I'm glad that I managed to last as long as I did and kill as much as I did, just to sort of show that it wasn't all completely over. That turn 3 was just the tipping point, though.
If I whiffed a bit, then you would still be back in it. Interesting one. Nice
I would like to do this matchup as a Tactica, and I think we'll both bring hard tooled up lists. I'll bring lists I'm far more confident with. You bring your real nasty savage stuff.
Yeah, so I'll probably be trying Paladins out in that particular matchup.
Yeah, you've not run your Paladin bomb in Night.
I've not. Look, I ran it. I became a bit infamous for it, didn't I?
You kind of started it, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it's because I did the Bournemouth GT, wasn't it? Yeah. Look, the Paladins are still very good. I would definitely consider running them competitively still. I'm not sure if it is what I would do. However, I'll have a little think about it. As I said, this is a bit of experimentation for me as well with the Grey Knights. I do think that Purgation squad can be quite cheeky, actually.
Well, again, they didn't really perform
I did
well,
whiff with them.
but I had to. They were something that I couldn't ignore.
No.
Much like all the instances, that's why I had to go so hard and so deep on this flank turn 1, guys. Normally, I like to hold back a turn, but against a Grey Knight army that just wants to sit in the center, and if I'd have left them alone, I didn't have the long range firepower to deal with them confidently, and then sort of get rid of them without getting real up close and personal with the fusion. That obviously puts me in danger range. So look, like I say, an interesting matchup, certainly a bloody one. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I certainly did, although I'm still unsure on how Spider gets his maths for statistics and his rolling being below average with all of those, but you know.
That is terrible.
But look, hope you guys enjoyed that. Plenty more matches and tactical talk of this kind both here and over at On Demand. If you are not signed up, come and check us out. Send us your love, send us your support, and we will continue to
send us some love, because it's without the On Demand subscribers, can't even do the free games.
Yeah,
they don't exist, you know. So
they're like 2 wound Marines. They're not real.
They're not real until they're real.
They're not real until they're real. So as I say, hope you enjoyed that. I did. Spider certainly did, because he is the villain of the channel and loves crushing everyone.
Drakari next.
No, you've just had Drakari.
Yeah, I'll do some Drakari.
I think you should run Imperial Knights next, because they are allocated to you, and a lot of people have been asking, where's Imperial Knights? They've not seen them in 9th edition.
I was just thinking about that the other day, and I actually thought the Imperial Knights were assigned to Bone, hence why I've not touched them.
I don't know. You're the one that did all the list. You're apparently our creative director and leader, so you know.
But I can't remember what I assigned to Bone with the Knights.
He's too busy painting Raiders and
busy painting Raiders. I've done them now. They're all in there. Look, Raiders everywhere.
Come over here. We're going on a journey, everyone.
Look, a bunch of raiders there, see?
Oh, well, you can bring them out for a Tactica in a later game, but first, do Imperial Knights. The people demand Imperial Knights. I have been Chef. That's been the Spider. We have been Tabletop Tactics. We love you, and we'll see you next time.